if your choice of water could make a statement? What if it could symbolize your commitment to values like freedom, individuality, and self-reliance? Freedom 2.0 water isn't just about what's inside the bottle. It's about the message it sends with every sip. With labels like, this water isn't free, but your speech is. It's not just refreshing. It's rebellious and it's unapologetic to drink this in public. Can you freaking believe it? But that's where we are. It's a reminder that even the most ordinary acts like taking a sip of water can be infused with meaning and purpose. By choosing to drink Freedom 2.0, you're not just choosing a brand, you're choosing to stand up for what you believe in. Try Freedom 2.0 and tag me in your Instagram story for a repost. Hold on, drink break.
Turn off your phone and go touch some fucking grass, man.
This program contains material which some viewers may find offensive.
From the totally real country of Australia, I bid you all good evening, good morning, or good day, as the case may be. Yada yada yada. Anyway, let's. How you guys been this week?
Yeah, been all right.
Been good.
Yeah. I wish Shapiro would touch grass once in a while, but you know, we can only dream.
He curses so infrequently, I had to clip it. So, I really need to redo that intro. I have ideas. Anyway, speaking of Ben Shapiro, let's jump straight into it.
What did he do now?
No, he didn't do. Speaking of Jews.
Okay. I'm thinking the Daily Wire's at it again.
Let's cover some Israel stuff.
Yep.
So yes, last week, as we revealed on the show, exclusive, the Israelis raided a couple of locations inside of Gaza and freed some hostages. One of the people holding the hostages was this guy. So he's not an Al Jazeera journalist, despite what this says. He has written articles for Al Jazeera. He is a journalist, though, for like the Palestinian Times or something. So, yeah.
So what you're saying is pretty much the concept of non-combatant is not really the case in Palestine.
Journalist, terrorist.
It's getting a bit blurry as to who's the citizen.
I fucking told you.
Combat.
I've been saying for ages, journalists are the enemy of the people, and there you go.
Oh, that's true.
Definitely, the Palestinian journalists are definitely the enemy of the Jews. So, but yes, things are getting bad in Israel. They've had to resort to some medieval style tactics. Firing bows and launching flaming trebuchet, flaming stones with a trebuchet.
Did you know bows are the next new thing in the battlefield? Dude,
it should be. They're silent.
Horseshoe theory, man. I tell you what used to be old will be new. Everything is going to come around full circle. We're going to go back to the days of low tech, indetectable technology. All you'll hear is and you'll get hit. You get sniped.
You won't even hear it. You just hear it.
No, it's so quiet. It's yeah.
I can't remember who said it. It's been misattributed to everybody from like Einstein to Winston Churchill. But it was I don't know with which weapons World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah,
I've seen it attributed
to
Einstein.
Little did we know.
Charges are coming back, baby.
I'd rather die than live without tech. Well, stock up on solar panels and and batteries. No, but the reason for the flaming stone trebuchet is this is actually the on the border with Lebanon, and they're clearing out just north of the border in Lebanon where the where Hezbollah is launching shit. So they're burning out the vegetation.
Right.
So yes, it hasn't gotten so bad that Biden's not giving them bombs and have resorted to trebuchets. No.
Yeah, I was hoping that they would.
This is easier than napalm.
Yeah. I was going to say, why don't they just get a drone or something and just spray the napalm?
Well, they do a lot of jamming. So, like, the problem with jamming is if you're jamming all the frequencies that drones operating, you can't.
You're jamming your own frequencies.
Yeah, that's good.
That's because that's a lot of the reason for all the that's a lot of the reason for all the AI stuff, like all the machine learning stuff that they want to put on drones. It's because controlling them remotely is too hard. They need them to be able to make autonomous decisions. So they need AI to do it for them. They need AI to determine that that's a weapon it needs to strike at.
And what happens when the AI fucking nukes their own people?
Well, yeah, that's a problem.
Hey
T-Rex, how you doing, man?
Hey T-Rex.
What's up?
There was protest this week, but I didn't care.
There's protests every week.
No,
Who gives a shit about them?
Specifically related to Israel. It was
There's protests every week about that. There was a protest in Melbourne last week about it.
8 months of that.
I saw them.
Yes, well.
Was it mostly peaceful?
No, well, these protests were
there was
over
a whole bunch of police, so yeah.
So there was a film released.
Mostly peaceful by force.
There was a film released that had a lot of footage from Hamas and the people in Gaza who decided to go on a little sojourn on October 7th into Israel and grab some people and pussy. Anyway, so people protested because it's propaganda. And it's like, well, yeah, it is, but propaganda can be true.
That's true.
So it was leftists covering themselves with glory and making them seem like absolute lunatics. So yeah, that's the Israel update. No more news. There's something about protests in Israel over Netanyahu, but yeah, whatever. Moving on. Let's do some border news. Bill, we talk about this guy every fucking episode. I can't pronounce his name, but anyway, Bill Malugan. Yes, Malugan. We'll go with that. Fox News has obtained an internal Border Patrol memo sent to agents in San Diego sector after President Biden's executive order took effect, instructing them to release single adults from all but 6 countries in the Eastern Hemisphere and classifying them as hard or very hard to remove. Specifically, the memo instructs agents to process all single adults from 100-plus countries in the Eastern Hemisphere as NTA/OR, which means notice to appear/release on their own recognizance, except for 6 countries which are deemed mandatory referral countries: Uzbekistan, Russia, Tajikistan, Georgia, Moldova, and Kyrgyzstan. President Biden and DHS promised consequences and removal for those who crossed illegally between ports of entry after the executive order took effect, but the overwhelming majority of illegal crossers in San Diego sector, including Chinese, Middle Eastern, and African adults we've been shown, are still being released into the US with future court dates. As our coverage has shown repeatedly with Border Patrol, mass releases at trolley stations in San Diego. In a background call, reporters, DHS officials acknowledged the difficulty of removing illegal immigrants from Eastern Hemisphere countries, as some governments won't cooperate with US repatriation flights, travel documents, and won't take their citizens back. DHS officials have said they're engaged with these countries and are trying to enhance cooperation. A bottom line in the short term, mass catch and release continues for illegal immigrants in the San Diego sector who continue pouring in from all around the globe. Absolute fucking clown show. Like it's just like Putin does. Putin uses immigrants as a weapon. Yep. Like you arrive at like the southern border in Russia, and the Russians just pick you up and ship you to the fucking the Finnish border, or to the Ukraine border, the border in Ukraine, and just go here. You go into Europe. So now countries don't even need to bother. Like they just go here's a ticket to fucking Mexico. Just head north.
And Biden will let you in because you're too hard to return home. It's
Elon
too
Musk
hard.
says
It's
voter importation.
literally.
I don't know literally, but
No, it's literally. Well,
look,
eventually,
It's
better.
at
It's better
the very
importation.
eventually, yes, maybe. At the very fucking least, they're counted on the census.
Yes.
So,
Yes. There's that, and eventually some of
means-
these people will become citizens, and their kids are going to be born there, and they're going to vote Democrat because, as we know, people of color vote Democrat.
Joe Biden, he let us into the country. Let us be in the country.
Literally, yes.
God, I'm starting to sound like the generic right wing racists on that are satirized on the boys.
Voting blocks are not a racist thing; it's just a fact. It's a fact. Eventually, these people are going to be given green cards and citizenship. Either that, or their kids, or they're going to have kids, and those kids will vote Democrat. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
More importantly,
Anyway.
those kids will be citizens, and then they can't leave.
Some good news. St. Louis couple who waved guns at BLM protesters have had all their convictions expunged. Immediately after the judge's ruling, Mark McCloskey demanded that the city return the 2 seized guns.
Oh yeah, those guns are turned.
They're not getting them back. They're not getting the guns back. But
There's a quote unquote destroyed.
Yeah, sorry, they've probably been destroyed.
yeah. Either way, it's good to have their convictions completely expunged because they literally did nothing fucking wrong. You're in the South. You're in Missouri, and a bunch of fucking Antifa rock across your private lawn, and you come outside pointing your guns
In a
Actually,
gated
yes,
community.
in a
more or
gated
less.
community against a literal mob.
Well, I think at the time our critique was her poor trigger discipline.
Oh yeah, she flagged him, I think, and
That's
Well,
about
except-
it, really.
Except it turns out the gun was inoperable before it went to the
her
police.
pistol was completely inoperable. 'Cause
Oh.
the
Before
firing
it went to
pin-
the police.
Yeah, the firing.
And then
pin
when
had
they
been
reassembled it,
they fixed it up
reassembled it
and
properly.
charged her with pointing a gun. So they fucked around with her
yes.
evidence and set her up and everything.
That's fucked.
that's bullshit. Like,
That's
no,
some
the gun
New-
was inoperable.
That's some New
when it
South
got to
Wales
you guys.
police
It is,
chicanery.
yeah, it's very much so. But,
Yeah.
the firing pin I think was turned around the wrong way, or was
Yeah,
removed.
something like the spring was in the wrong position. Or
yeah,
something. It
some
couldn't be
component
fired.
was completely.
So it was incapable of firing in the first place.
Yeah, her pistol was not
Yes.
able to be fired at that point.
I think it's still brandishing because
It's
the
brandishing
crime-
'cause no
the
one- you
crime
can't
comes
tell.
from.
Yes.
Oh, I got scared.
Well, then fuck around and
Again,
find out.
it's Missouri in a mob in a private community. No, actually, that's completely fucking legal.
Yeah.
So, but either way, they had to go through court, or at least their convictions are no longer on the record. So,
Millionaire investment bank. This is going to be a very light on episode. There wasn't a great deal of news this week. Millionaire investment banker 52 punches woman to the ground on Brooklyn Street in shocking video.
did she deserve it?
You are a horrible person. Go yourself. Yeah, go yourself.
Ding ding.
You are a horrible person. Go yourself. Yeah, go yourself.
Oos! Locked.
Damn.
Oh man, you couldn't even catch her.
That's some good technique.
Can we play that again?
I want to know.
We play that again.
No, she's just standing still.
God damn it.
I just want to know what provoked it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
do
what
I.
I'm
Like,
curious
I
about.
didn't see anything else.
He said something. She's something. And then
She's something.
probably
Yeah, did
most
she punch him
likely
first?
mouthed off.
Did she slap him or something first? I don't know.
No, so I think so. From what I can tell, someone else who is on. If you look at the video, is actually on the ground. If I pause it, it brings up this bullshit. But if you look to the just this person on the ground here, we go back to here. Someone down here already on the ground. I'm muted. It's over here.
Yeah,
They're already on the ground. I think that's the person who covered this guy in whatever he's covered in. Given that it's New York, probably urine.
yeah, I was going to say probably.
Gross.
And I think that elicited a response from the individual. which involved him putting one person on the ground, and then someone else decided to find out. And
Well, she stepped forwards and he was in fight mode.
yeah,
It's like, nope, you're coming at me. I'm going to take you out too. So I can understand that if that's the case. Like, I'm not saying it's right, but I can understand it.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
feminists
clearly-
told me that men don't hit women.
Well, she identifies as a boxer, so
Oh, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
well, you don't know what she identifies as, and they're like,
No, it's
"Oh,
New York.
he was slugged at a
It's
pride
New York
event."
City after all.
And
Men
it's
and
like,
women are the
pride
same.
event.
it's Pride Month. The whole,
Yeah, I know.
whole month is
That
an
means the
event.
whole month is a pride event. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else. Like, I can't. There's no
Scroll,
like,
it was
updated
just- scroll down,
information.
it says scroll down for video. Is there more? Is there a longer clip? Scroll down for video. Or is that just the same one?
It's just the stills.
Oh, what the fuck?
They lied. But yeah, this guy's a multi-million-dollar investment banker. So I guess he can afford to be
Why is he
Short and
still in
shaky.
New York?
Yeah.
Why is he still in New York? Because, well, he's a multi-million-dollar investment banker.
He's
Hey, Tom
probably
How
a
you doing,
Democrat.
man?
Good afternoon. The context, yeah, okay. The context is still unclear.
anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. And I haven't seen anything else. Like, I went looking this morning for, like, more info, but nothing really came. Let's see if Twitter's just made something up.
I mean, if he really wanted to
You
stick
search
around,
for his
he could've.
name, and it auto completes as a wealthy. Let's see. Identified. Ooh, he's been identified. He's under investigation by his employer. I'm sure he'll be fine. Punched a black woman at Brooklyn Pride. This is the original source.
Wait, that's a black woman?
No,
No,
'cause
allegedly.
that's the problem. This isn't a black woman either.
Shit.
This is the person I think who was first punched. Then there's this person
It's
who
written
is most definitely not a black person.
Rittenhouse killed 3 black people. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
right.
and cross the state line with a firearm.
Yes, that's right.
Two
Cross
state
state
lines with a-
lines.
Crossing state lines. Actually, I don't know if any of you guys have watched this season of The Boys.
Nah, I
But
haven't.
I
looked at
started
it.
watching it this morning, and there are 2 Rittenhouse references
Naturally.
indirectly.
Really?
Yeah, during like a they're talking about Homelander's trial, and it's footage from the court, and the judge says not to refer to them as victims, like in the same way that the judge in
Shroud
the Rittenhouse
did.
trial did, yeah. And there was another reference to like in the same sentence, and it was like, oh, that's clearly like a Rittenhouse reference. They're like, oh, look, this judge is totally unfair. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? No, that's like, again, yeah. I don't know if this is gonna be a very good season. Ooh, Bankers. Here we go. Here's some more. Daily Mail. Filmed punching woman felt threatened after 4 Queers for Palestine protesters hurled anti-Semitic insults at him and left him bleeding moments before viral incident.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Sources say Queer for Palestine supporters began taunting Kay, who is Jewish. Millionaire investment banker. They say that didn't give it away.
Oh, wait. So it was a Jew hate crime and a gay hate crime. So let's see which one wins.
The gay hate crime. Insiders close to the 52-year-old banker claimed the viral clip did not capture the full clash on Saturday. We know that because it's pretty fucking obvious that it didn't. The group began when a group of 4 female Queers for Palestine supporters, so clearly mentally deranged people, who is Jewish, as he returned to dinner. Kay said to have told the group they were on the wrong side, prompting the women to gang up on him.
Yep.
Okay.
Dude, I got a worse scrape yesterday
Yeah, I
doing
know.
housework.
I scratched my leg worse.
Jesus.
You could say that he initiated it, but he didn't, a source told the Daily Mail. He just said, you are on the wrong side, and then the four of them came at him. They threw liquids at him. He didn't know what the liquids were. They were shouting slurs at him. He fell or he was chest bumped. I can't remember. but he ended up on the pavement with 4 over him.
Oh, it is like Rittenhouse.
He got up and swung as he was trying to escape and then ran.
Yeah,
He
which is
also
what we
claimed
saw
the
from
footage
video.
showed Kay covered in liquid, which with a stain on his back in the now viral video. That's true.
Yep.
Pictures obtained by the Daily Mail show Kay's clothing soaked in a red liquid, which he believes was Gatorade, and the blood pooling around his ankle after he was shoved to the floor. Kay was recorded throwing a punch at an unnamed woman during a pride parade, even though there is not, on Saturday evening, though there has not been an official probe launched by the NYPD. Punched woman at pride parade. Fuck off. Punched anti-Israel protester at pride parade.
I just think it's funny. Queers for Palestine. It's like the 41%'s already going against you, and you're going to make it go faster by supporting Palestine. Like Jesus Christ.
These people don't understand that Palestine
Tombolo
would just kill
says
them.
female.
These people,
Woman.
Yeah. Whatever. They're commies.
They still think they
yeah.
can still control the Palestine people.
No, you can't.
you
You
can't.
cannot. They're like, it's retarded.
I have a solution. Just
Bill
send
Maher
them to
had like
send
Bill
them to
Maher had a really
Palestine.
good point. Bill Maher had a really good point because he said, "How are these people any different than the Jews will not replace us people at Charleston, at Charlottesville, like the Tiki Torch, the actual far right people, the actual fucking white supremacists
Been a long
with their
time, yeah.
with their Tiki Torches going, Jews will not replace us."
Yeah, they're no different.
Not a one of
God
them. Not a
divide
one
us.
of them over 6 foot. Not a one of them.
Yeah, they're all manlets.
They're all men.
Yeah.
They're all short. They've all got the side shaved, buzz cut, fed haircut.
They were all hanging out at TPUSA with Nick Fuentes this weekend,
Funnily enough.
and it was fucking hilarious because there was footage of them, and not a one of them was over 5'10". Even Jake Shields, Jake Shields, chronic traumatic encephalopathy sufferer Jake Shields was there with them because, of course, anybody that hates the Jews, he's right there.
Jake Shields is 6 foot tall.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he isn't.
That's
If
his
he's
recorded weight.
if he's 6 foot 4,
6'0".
if he's 6 foot, then so's Nick Fuentes, and that's not a thing.
He was at least when he was fighting. That
Nah,
was his recorded
bullshit.
fight height.
Bullshit. No fucking way. In no universe is that man 6 foot. I don't care what his fighting stats say. I guarantee you he hasn't.
I just
stood next-
googled
stood
Wikipedia,
next
and
to-
that's his recorded height.
I
So,
don't care. I don't care what it says.
I haven't seen him compare. I haven't seen him next to anybody else. So
I don't care what it says. He was standing next to a manlet, and the manlet was the same height as him.
Oh,
So he is not 6 foot. If he's 6 foot, my penis is 6 foot. So among the whole group, the tallest person I saw them with was Sneeko, and he was a head above all of them.
who's he fought? Robbie Lawler, Sexy Yama, Damian Maya, Torrin Woodley. No, I'm believing that he's about 6 foot.
oh my God! Here's another one of those. The Sneeko bullshit.
Fake news. Fake news. Anyway. Okay, so he scratched his leg when he fell over. I wish there was more. I wish there was more video of before. Surely someone out there has video of this guy smacking 4 women.
They can't show you that because it'd go against their gay narrative that this guy was a bigot.
Yes.
Because they would have filmed more of it, they just didn't want to upload it.
Tombola says there was so much more to Charlottesville. The media reporting was ridiculously biased.
Yeah, it's the both sides.
Millennial Millie covered the various different groups present. Yeah, look, okay, I will accept the daytime stuff, but the tiki torch wielding Jews will not replace us marching people. That's pretty on the face of it's self-explanatory. I don't like I don't know what context is like. Oh no, we're LARPing. We actually work for Democrats. We're here to make the right look bad. Okay, that's probably the only excuse.
Or we're feds and we're trying to.
We're feds, yeah, and they weren't.
Work for the
they weren't all dressed the same. So, anyway, speaking of gay, The left is beginning to eat each other.
Everyone is finally cancelling Dylan Mulvaney. Fucking finally. I have been trying to tell you guys about this person for the longest time, but whenever I say it, I get labeled as a certain word that I can't say on this app. Everyone is calling Dylan Mulvaney a massive hypocrite now that I know. People are finding it very...
And ends with N.
What is the word that she's called that she can't be called on that app?
A certain brand of cheese is what she gets called.
Massive coon.
Yeah, that's the word.
It's a massive cheer. She's a massive cheer. She's called a massive cheer.
She gets called a coon because she's a black woman who's acting white.
Her entire account based off promoting women's rights, saying the significance
cooning
of
around,
women, how important women are for her, and of course recognizing the struggles that women have to go through on a day-to-day basis. She's actually won, I swear, Woman of the Year for this. However, when it comes to speaking about the women in Palestine who are having to use tent scraps because their periods are coming, or the women in Congo who are aggressively and systematically getting raped, she's quiet. She's silent. It's crickets even. People are recognizing that it's women that got this woman to this place to begin with. But however, when it comes to addressing issues that affect women within the diaspora, she's conveniently quiet. Yeah.
Wait. How the females make up a diaspora now? That's not how that works. Diaspora is like racial or cultural, not gendered. What the fuck? the diaspora of women. Okay. Anyway. Some good news, I guess. FBI quarterly report shows 15% drop in violent crime compared to last year.
Oh, did they stop recording them?
No, they're still not recording them. Latest preliminary quarterly crime figures from the FBI show a dramatic decrease, a 26% drop in murders, robberies down by nearly 18%, and violent crime down overall by 15% in the first quarter of 2024. Amazing.
We can't have that. If this is an election year.
Let's see. See if police in your state reported crime data to the FBI. So this is from 2022, but it was updated in March 2023. So let's see. Michigan. 92% of law enforcement agencies in Michigan report their data to the FBI. That's good. What about California? Oh, only half. So half of the crime is down by 50% in California.
Well, it was only 27 in the previous year, so
24% of law enforcement agencies in New York report their fucking stats to the FBI. Let's see,
Texas and Florida.
Texas is 87%.
Okay,
that could do better.
Florida, 8%. 8% of law enforcement agencies in Florida report their data to the FBI.
It's only up 3 points from the year before. That's hilarious.
So the reason the data's missing isn't just that cities don't report it. It's because in 2020, almost every law enforcement agency used to be included in the FBI's database. But the FBI changed their reporting system from the summary reporting system to the national incident-based reporting system. And that requires some technological changes. And because of those technological changes, there's a whole bunch of law enforcement agencies that haven't done it. So the FBI's figures are incredibly suspect. But of course, it's a great time for Biden to be like, oh look, we've like crime's down from the Biden year, like the Trump years. Yeah, that's right, Tombolo. If you don't report it, crime stats drop. Yeah. If you don't arrest people for stealing, thefts plummet.
Yeah.
Libs of TikTok says, this is how bad crime in New York is. Looters are hitting stores while the sheriff is shopping there. He says he asked why they didn't call the police when their store got hit by this same criminal, and the staff explained that their policy is not to call police.
We had found out just before they came out that these asset protection had seen them in there a week before stealing computers, but they didn't call the police because their policy said don't call unless you know who the suspects are. So that's an unreported criminal grand larceny. So anyways, they come out The bad guy and me are standing off. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. And we got this standoff going on. We're going left or right. I'm ready for the foot chase. I look down, Jen. He's wearing flip-flops. Guys, he's committing a grand larceny twice in a week. He's committing a grand larceny at the store, and he doesn't care. He honestly doesn't care about our system. This is a joke to him. He doesn't plan on running. He's wearing flip-flops to a grand larceny. That's an indicator of the problem we have. We'd found out just before
That's fucking hilarious.
It is.
Like, and of course, why would you give a shit when you know, you're going to be like the DA's not going to prosecute, you're going to get a fine, and that's it.
Well, my question is, were they single or double pluggers? Because if they were double pluggers, you knew he was ready to go off, off pavement.
Anyway.
So did he arrest the guy?
Well, obviously.
not.
Well,
Did he?
He was there,
Did he?
so...
Well, their policy is not to call the police. So
Yeah, but he was already there.
Yeah, but
He's a police, and as an officer of the law, he's supposed to. He's supposed to.
Mandatory.
Yeah,
he's
he has
supposed to, but it's also New York. It's also New York, so
Yeah, but it's New York State. It's not New York City.
oh, fair enough. Sorry, I thought it was.
Oh,
I thought it was.
okay,
I
so
thought
headquarters.
I thought it was
Yeah,
NYC.
New York
Never
City
mind.
doesn't actually have. They have a police department, so they don't have a sheriff.
Okay.
The Cook County Sheriff would still operate in NYC, though.
Wait, was that Cook County?
No, whatever county NYC's in. Oh no, whatever. Crime is going to crime. So
Hobby horsing competitor hits back at critics with dramatic video of her whole body burning in pain after routine. This is reality. This is so fucking ridiculous. Hobby horsing is not a sport. It's easy and everyone can do that. Oh yeah, this is me after my dressage routine. I was passing out. I couldn't breathe. Almost throwing up, dizzy, shaking, whole body burning in pain.
No, bitch, you're just unfit.
I fucking hate TikTok so much. Why did I unmute it? TikTok is the fucking worst. I can't wait till they ban it.
If they ban it.
Like, really? Like, really? Is this shit on YouTube?
Yes.
Oh, most
this shit is
definitely,
on
yes.
YouTube. Just be careful that you don't get the fetish side of this, and you actually get the more tame for work stuff.
Hobby horse competition. The Hobby Horse Championships. Why does everybody have to include licensed fucking music and everything? My God.
This just screams of giving an excuse for women to have sticks between their legs.
You know what this screams to me? Horse girls who can't afford horses.
Mm.
Okay.
I'm developing. Yeah, I'm developing a new admiration for this particular sport. And it's gone.
All I'm seeing is a lot of chicks in leggings who shouldn't be wearing them. So
Yeah.
Up. That's some Olympic equestrian right there.
Well, just skip the fucking having the horse between your legs.
And go do hurdles.
And just you do hurdles.
Or high jump.
Or the double jump. Or, sorry,
Yeah.
the triple jump.
I fucking hate a triple jump.
What the? Jesus fucking Christ! You know what? I don't want to see this. I want to see two people dressed up as a horse do this.
Oh, I believe that.
So they both have to run up the hurdles. One's the
Yes.
front legs, one's the back legs.
Yeah, that's right. I want to see that.
You got to do
And they
that
have to
without
coordinate.
the costume breaking. Yep.
Did she just kiss
she
her
won.
horse?
It's such a good partner.
Ah,
That's just
we're doomed.
we are.
Yeah.
Speaking of doomed, Tim's new wife.
My girl.
Trad influencer sparks backlash with stinging advice to feminists, minorities, and LGBTQ groups.
Something that's absolutely unforgivable is people who play the victim card while living in America. You live in America. You live in the freest, safest country in the world, and you have the nerve to play the victim card.
I wish people would stop saying
You
it's the
realize
safest country in the world.
There are slave traders
Clearly
FBI said it
in
is.
Africa right now. Look it up. Look up that video of all those African slaves at an auction. That's going on right now. And you have the nerve to be complaining about racism in America? And feminists. There's women being stoned to death.
Feminists, there's women being shat on by Saudi princes.
In the Middle East because they
In
were
the Middle
raped.
East, yes, that's right.
They were raped and they get stoned to death. And you have the nerve to complain about sexism in America? Shut the actual up. Shut the up. There's people right.
I just want to point out that's a straw man. Like you're allowed to point out issues that you have at home, irrespective of whether there are issues somewhere else.
You can, but the point is, there's not real. The things they're complaining about aren't really issues.
Observe this woman's trajectory. This is the ultimate grift.
Oh, of course it is.
Like this woman.
yeah.
This woman sat down and went, "How can I be famous?"
This is
And
the
then
Pearl
went,
Davis
I
grift.
know. Nigger, nigger, nigger. Why can't I say the N word? Watch me go to TP USA now.
But that's not what she said. No, she embraced saying the N word. She didn't complain about it. She's just like, "Fuck you, I'll say it anyway." Like,
Yeah, but this
it went
the,
viral. Yeah, it went viral.
The
and
Hannah Pearl
she's-
Davis
Yeah.
grift with
So
someone
this
who's
is-
actually attractive.
So here she is at TP USA.
Yeah.
You're telling me Sneeko is 6'4"?
No, no. He'd
You're
be
telling
6 foot with-
you're
6
telling
foot
me
with-
Sne-
hang
you're
on,
telling me
he's-
you're telling me Jake
No.
Shields is the same height as fucking Sulman, whatever the fuck his name is.
No, I'm saying Sneeko's 6'4" with his sneakers and his hat on. Take off his hat.
Oh, come on, Tim.
You can
Come
see his hat.
on.
Look how high his hat
Come
is
on.
above his head. That's not how
Don't
you
make
wear
me
fucking hat.
don't make me get out the fucking the cowboy hat ruler. The man Jake
I will
Shields
con-
is a manlet. Simple
I
as
will
that.
I will concede that Jake Shields now may be 5'10".
Yeah, what he lost? He lost 2 inches since fighting. What, did someone hit him on the head?
Jake Shields is 44 years old. He fought like 15 years ago.
I'm older than him.
Yes.
There is no way. Like, I haven't lost fucking 2 inches of height.
I've been looking at all of his opponents, and they are around the 6 foot, 6'1" kind of height. So,
Well,
You know what the problem is?
Sneeko's-
Because the difference
Sneeko's
between
height.
5'11" and 6 foot is 6 feet. So anybody who's 5'10" suddenly gains 2 inches when they have to fucking write down how tall they are.
pretty much.
So he's 6 inches. Yeah, well,
Either
he's
that or
6
he's
foot.
Either that or she's tall.
Sneeko's height.
Either that or
Supposedly 6'2".
she's tall. So how tall is Sneeko?
6'2".
How- Sneeko's height.
6'2".
Healthy celeb says 6'3". Ali Fashion says 6'2".
None of
Height
those
check-
websites are
Height
accurate.
checker says 6'1.5". Again, I don't know.
No. All right, Tim, next time you're in the States, you find Sneeko with a tape measure. You just run up to him and put the tape measure on the ground, quickly fucking lift it up and be like, there it is.
According to his own website, Sneeko claims to be 6'3", which is as tall as you and I, which would put Jake at about 6 foot flat. Yeah. So, which just means that Lily's
Not
tall.
Fake news. Totally fake. Totally fake. Not true. Total lies.
Allegedly, there's a picture of Sneeko next to Trump, who is, as we know, 6'2", 3". I don't know.
Trump is 6 even. Like he's not that fucking tall.
He used to be like 6'3" though.
If you straighten out his back, he's probably 6'3". But yes, he's a manlet.
And a cock.
Oh yeah, Jack Shields is a cock, absolutely.
No, Sneako's a cock.
Sneako's a cock.
Well,
Yeah.
both you know.
Proven.
Anyway.
Proven cock.
I think I have. No, I don't care enough. Like I had the video of Nick Fuentes at fucking TPUSA being ejected from the building. Let me. So here's all the manlets together.
Not allowed in.
Oh, because booing's going to get you in.
He's broken no rules. Can't criticize Israel at Turning Point. He's here to review like the rest of us. Well, the higher ups going to talk to us. All right. It's like, is it Israel? Is it Israel Turning Point?
What was
it?
the
Is it
reason?
an American event or is it an Israel event?
It's an event you're banned from, you idiot. That's the thing. Like, these guys know they're banned from it. Like, they know. Like, Fuentes does it on purpose. And everybody falls for it every fucking time. It's retarded. Anyway. Like, he signs up under a fake name, arrives, and then all the other cat boys film him being like thrown out. It's like, yeah, of course. Like,
And
you
I
were
think
banned.
that's some kind of win.
Like, you were banned for life. What do you fucking think that means, Nick? So
1 year ban.
life, 1 cat year. Breaking French President Emmanuel Macron has announced that he's dissolving the National Assembly and calls for snap elections on June 30 and July 7.
Was that why they were all crying?
Yes, that's why they were all crying. The announcement came after the European Parliament election exit polls show right-wing parties trouncing the competition. Macron is worried that a rise of nationalists is a danger for France and the rest of the world. France needs a clear majority in serenity and harmony. To be French at art who cares? It's about choosing to write history, not be driven by it, Macron said. The European Parliament election indicates that the European Union is shifting to the right as citizens appear to be getting tired of mass immigration. The unprecedented gap reflects a scathing disavowal and rejection of the policies led by Emmanuel Macron, said President of the National Front, Jordan Bardella. So yes, there were the most inconsequential elections in Europe, the European parliamentary elections. They have no power. It's an advisory body. The European Council are the ones that actually make all the decisions.
Who are appointed.
Yeah. So it's
Funny how that works out.
Yeah, it's not at all consequential in any way, shape, or form. In fact, thinking about it, it's actually not a good thing, because if you have a European parliamentary elections and you elect a whole bunch of people on the right and nothing changes, you go like, and then the normal elections come up, you go, well, we voted for the right in the European elections and nothing changed. We'll vote for the other way in our regular elections.
Yeah, the ones that actually matter. And they can
Why are we all lining up for bread?
Because you literally wanted that.
No, but we tried to vote for the right-wing parties, and the European Parliament didn't do anything. Anyway, speaking of the French, SBS News reports, are French people joking about staging a disgusting protest in the Seine? Some Parisians are talking about defecating in the city's famous river on the day politicians plan to swim in the waterway where efforts to improve water quality have been made. So Parisians have timed the protest action for when politicians are expected to be swimming in the River Seine. French people have taken to social media to discuss a unique but unsanitary protest planned for June 23rd. Open water events for the 2024 Olympics are planned for the polluted river after swimming was banned for a century. Yeah. French are known for standing up and speaking out on issues they feel strongly about, but the latest French protest action may have some sitting down. Le Chien dans le Seine, le 23rd of June, is the hashtag being spread on social media to encourage Parisians to join the campaign. Proving that not everything said with a French accent is sexy, these words translate to I shit in the Seine, June 2023. Swimming in the Seine has been illegal since 1923, but in the lead up to the 2024 Paris Games, the French government committed to a $1.5 billion cleanup of the waterway so it could be used for open water events, including the swimming legs of triathlon and para-triathlons. Earlier this year, French President Emmanuel Macron told reporters he would swim in the river to prove it was safe to do. I'll do it, but I won't give you the debt. You all risk being there, he reportedly told the media. The mayor of Paris, Anne Hidalgo, has since promised to swim in the famous waterway on the 23rd of June ahead of the Games, starting on the 26th of July. A website using the hashtag as its name specifically mentions Macron and Hidalgo and states after putting us in shit, it's up to them to bathe in our shit. As well as skepticism over how safe the water in the city's river is to swim in, Parisians have some other concerns about the Olympic event being held there. Holding the opening ceremony along the Seine has raised security concerns for some. There are also concerns about the city's transport network's ability to cope. Some have questions about the money spent on the sporting event in the face of poverty experienced in Paris's poorer communities, such as l'Île Saint-Denis, which is contained entirely on an island of the Seine. Olympic organisers have argued holding events in the area has allowed investment to be directed to such communities. Bullshit. That never fucking happens. European branch of Surfrider Foundation has been testing samples of water taken from the Seine for more than 6 months. The organisation, which focuses on the health of European waterways, has been sceptical about whether the river could be remediated in time for the Olympics. On its website, it says athletes will risk having to compete in the polluted waters of the Seine. The organisation said that of the 14 samples taken from the section of the river where the triathlon, marathon swimming, and para-triathlon events will be held, just one of those samples was considered satisfactory. The remaining samples were found to contain E. coli and Enterocoli, which Surfrider describes as intestinal bacteria and formidable indicators of pollution of fecal origin. So there's already people shitting in the Seine.
Yes.
So yes. Fucking Christ. There's a website you can go to that will actually let you enter shit in the Seine. Where's the website? Sorry, I'm just trying to find the website. There's a website you can go to where you put in where you live, and it will tell you how long the poop will take to get to where Macron is apparently going to be swimming. I can't find it because the name's in French. Doesn't matter. Anyway, there's a website. You put in how far you are away in metric, so in kilometers, and it tells you when you have to poop in the Seine for your poop to reach Macron at the right time, which I think is fucking hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Elon Musk warns if Apple integrates OpenAI at the OS level, then Apple devices will be banned at my companies. That is an unacceptable security violation. Elon Musk tells Tim Cook, either stop this creepy spyware or all Apple devices will be banned from premises of my companies.
Ooh.
When Elon does this, it rings so fucking hollow. Because I guarantee you, if they integrated Grok, he'd be, this is amazing. This is the greatest thing for humanity ever. So it's just, it rings so fucking hollow. So. Pure evil. Bianca Ellis smirks and smiles as she appears in court and is read her charges for stabbing a 3-year-old toddler to death. She didn't just stab a 3-year-old toddler to death; she stabbed the mother. Only the toddler died so far. This is the woman in Ohio who was just walking around a shop with a knife. Nobody said anything. Nobody did anything. And then she went out into the parking lot and stabbed a woman and her toddler multiple times and then just walked off.
Code section 2903.11A1 and or endangering children in violation of Ohio Revised Code section 2919.22B2. Count 4 alleges that on or about June 3rd, 2024, the defendant did knowingly cause serious physical harm to JW on date of birth 10/29/2020. Count 5 alleges that on or about June 3rd, 2024, the defendant did torture or cruelly abuse JW, date of birth 10/29/2020, a child under 18 years of age, and furthermore, the violation resulted in serious physical harm to JW, date of birth 10/29/2020. Count 6 alleges that on or about June 3rd, 2024, the defendant did attempt to purposely cause the death of Margot Wood. Count 7 alleges that on or about June 3rd, 2024, the defendant did attempt to cause the death of Margot Wood as a proximate result of the offender committing or attempting to commit an offense of violence that is a felony of the first or second degree, to wit, felonious assault, Ohio Revised Code section 2901.11A1. Count 8. I understand the victims are represented and they want to make a comment before I set bond. Is that true? Yes, Your Honor. Okay.
God, disgusting.
I think you deserve the electric chair. Zzz. Nobody's gonna be sad.
No, the judge should just have a pistol onto the bench and just shoot her in the head. Just like legit. Like this is we understand. It's the girl in the clip says, agrees that this is a case for the death penalty. Just end her then and there. It's. I don't know why people.
My issue with the death penalty is it takes too long. You might as
well not if you just kill her right there and then. So
yeah, but the process takes so long as to just drag it out.
The problem with summary execution is, what if you're wrong?
But she admitted to it, so
judges.
So
she hasn't.
Speaking of what if you're wrong?
I know that's not actually her trial. That's not the conviction, but I don't care.
Missouri woman's murder conviction tossed after 43 years. Her lawyers say a police officer did it.
Surprise, surprise.
Judge has overturned the conviction of a Missouri woman who was a psychiatric patient when she incriminated herself in a 1980 killing that her attorney argued was actually committed by a now discredited police officer. Judge Ryan Horseman later ruled late Friday that Sandra Hamm, who spent 43 years behind bars, had established evidence of actual innocence and must be freed within 30 days unless prosecutors retry her. He said her trial counsel was ineffective and prosecutors failed to disclose evidence that would have helped her. Her attorney says this is the longest time a woman has been incarcerated for a wrongful conviction. They filed a motion seeking her immediate release. We're grateful to the court, blah, blah, blah. A spokesperson for Missouri's Attorney General, Andrew Bailey, didn't immediately respond to a text or email message seeking comment Saturday. Hamm was shackled in leather wrist restraints and so heavily sedated that she could not hold her head up straight or articulate anything beyond monosyllabic responses when she was first questioned about the death of 31-year-old library worker Patricia Jeschke, according to her lawyers with the New York-based Innocence Project. They allege in a petition seeking her exoneration that authorities ignored Hamm's wildly contradictory statements and suppressed evidence indicating Michael Holman, then a police officer, who tried to use the slain woman's credit card. The judge wrote that no evidence whatsoever outside of Miss Hamm's unreliable statements connected her to the crime. In contrast, this court finds that the evidence directly ties Holman to this crime and murder scene. It started on November 13th, 1980, when Jeschke missed work. Her worried mother climbed through a window at her apartment and discovered her daughter's nude body on the floor surrounded by blood. Her hands were tied behind her back with a telephone cord and a pair of pantyhoses wrapped around her throat. A knife was under her head. The brutal killings grabbed headlines with detectives working 12-hour days to solve it. Wow, 12-hour days! But Hemi wasn't on their radar until she showed up nearly 2 weeks later at the home of a nurse who once treated her, carrying a knife and refusing to leave. Police found her in a closet and took her back to St. Joseph's Hospital, the latest in a string of hospitalizations that began when she started hearing voices at the age of 12. She'd been discharged from that very hospital the day before Jeschke's body was found, showing up at her parents' house later that night after hitchhiking more than 100 miles across the state. The timing seemed suspicious to law enforcement, and as the interrogations began, Hemi was being treated with antipsychotic drugs that triggered involuntary muscle spasms. She complained that her eyes were rolling back in her head, the petition said. Detectives noted that Hemi seemed mentally confused and not fully able to comprehend their questions. Each time the police extracted a statement from Ms. Hemi, it changed dramatically from the last, often incorporating explanations of fact the police had just recently uncovered. Her attorneys wrote. Eventually, she claimed to have watched a man named Joseph Wabsky kill Jeschke. Wabsky, whom she met when they stayed at the state's hospital detoxification unit at the same time, was charged with capital murder, but prosecutors quickly dropped the case upon learning he was at an alcohol treatment center in Topeka, Kansas at the time. Upon learning he couldn't be the killer, Hemi cried and said she was the lone killer. But police were also starting to look at another suspect, one of their own. About a month after the killing, Holman was arrested for falsely reporting that his pickup truck had been stolen and collecting an insurance payment. It was the same truck spotted near the crime scene, and the officer's alibi that he spent the night with a woman at the nearby motel couldn't be confirmed. Furthermore, he had tried to use Jeschke's credit card at a camera store in Kansas City, Missouri on the same day her body was found. Holman, who was ultimately fired and died in 2015, said he found the card in a purse that had been discarded in a ditch. During a search of Holman's home, police found a pair of gold horseshoe-shaped earrings along with jewelry stolen from another woman during a burglary earlier that year. Jeschke's father said he recognized earrings as a pair he bought for his daughter, but then the 4-day investigation into Holman ended abruptly. Many of the details uncovered were never given to Hem's attorneys. Hemi, meanwhile, was growing desperate. She wrote to her parents on Christmas Day 1980, even saying, even though I'm innocent, they want to put someone away so they can say the case is solved. She said that she might as well change her plea to guilty. Just let it end, she said. I'm tired. And that's exactly what she did the following spring when she agreed to plead guilty to capital murder in exchange for the death penalty being taken off the table. Even that was a challenge. The judge initially rejected her guilty plea because she couldn't share enough details about what happened, saying, I really didn't know I had done it until like 3 days later, when it came out in the paper and on the news. Her attorney told her that her chance to not be sentenced to death was to get the judge to accept her guilty plea. After a recess and some coaching, she provided more information. That plea was later thrown out on appeal, but she was convicted again in 1985 after a one-day trial in which jurors were told of what her current attorney describes as grotesquely coercive interrogations. Larry Harmon, who helped Hemi get her initial guilty plea thrown out and later became a judge, said in the petition that he believed she was innocent. The system, he said, failed her at every opportunity.
Yeah, it sounds like
so.
it.
Yes, that's why we can't just execute people who are say they're guilty,
or even that you can, or that they're guilty.
Yeah, I sometimes I think there should be a summary execution policy, but the level at which that should take place should be extreme.
Yeah.
And honestly, the level that should take place is usually the level where it does take place. Because the cops kill you.
Yep.
So you are literally in commission of multiple murders or a murder. And in order to stop you from killing someone else, you are killed. There you go.
Yeah, that almost never happens though, except when, and that compare that amount of times that happens to the amount of people who've pled guilty and are sitting there for decades on death row. Just clear out the death row. Here's the thing: don't fucking plead guilty.
But that's the thing though. Like,
she's mentally ill.
Yeah, that's right.
You think she should die because she's mentally ill? Like they should just execute her because she's mentally ill?
So why did she plead guilty?
Yes, Adolf. Should we do that?
Shall we concentrate them into some camps?
Maybe we should put them in camps.
Who pushed her to
concentrate
plead
them in
guilty?
some location?
Sounds like the
her,
cops.
Her counsel. Her counsel
go.
telling her that if you don't plead guilty, they're going to get the death penalty and you're going to be killed. Better that you're alive and in jail than dead. So,
it's a Yep.
So, on the current system, she pleads not guilty, and then they're going to take her to trial and kill her anyway. When instead, if you change the incentive, if you plead guilty, you die. So it should be flipped.
Prosecutors are assholes.
Someone shaking something?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Thanks, Ralph.
Someone's beating off.
Shaking some pills.
Anyway, but yeah, I don't think
there's got to be a way.
The system is broken.
Of course.
So
yes.
we know that, but it's broken in both directions.
Of course, but there has to be a way to
the
clear
guilty
out.
go free, and the innocent end up behind bars.
Yeah.
So-
There's got to be a way to clear out the death row queues. That's the.
Well, there is. They can all waive their appeals. The people on death row can waive their appeals. Simple as that.
And
there's got to be a way to get those appeals through. Like, get those things out of the goddamn way. Push them to the top of the list. Why does it take so long for these people to get their appeals heard?
Yeah.
Like
you think there should be, we should hire a whole bunch more judges.
No,
because
I'm thinking we should triage the cases. We obviously we don't have the death penalty here, but I'm saying
the courts already do triage the cases. If you're a death penalty case and you request cert from SCOTUS, they'll hear your request for cert straight away. Like they do accept cases like that.
Yeah, like we got 3 days.
But they will, like if there's something that needs to be expedited like that, the court does do that.
But death penalty.
But a lot of times they'll just reject cert because it doesn't meet the standard.
Death penalty cases don't typically go to SCOTUS, though, do they?
They sometimes do. Yeah,
a lot of them
if it's a federal crime,
because by the time you actually get to, well, no, even if it's a state crime, SCOTUS has the ultimate authority in the end. Even state constitutions, like if you're asserting a violation of due process or equal protection, like as long as the federal law as long as it's a state law interpretation or even a constitutional interpretation,
not asserting a violation of anything. It's just like, no, you were convicted and you're launching a normal appeal. Like those normal
but you
appeal
need grounds for the appeal.
Grounds,
like if the grounds have to exist. You can't just appeal. Like I didn't do it. Or, okay, what grounds are you appealing? Well, that I'm innocent. Well, that's not grounds. I didn't do it. Well, then you need to go and find ground. You need to find evidence that someone else did it.
There was an attack agreement that I was in your jurisdiction.
Okay, so then there's no room for appeal. So then there's no room for appeal, no grounds for appeal. Then, bang, goodbye.
Yeah.
So why are these people still sitting on death row for 30 years if they have no right to appeal?
Because most executions have to go through the governor, and some governors just ignore.
We need a lawyer for this.
We do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Benny Johnson says breaking January 6th footage. It's not really breaking. We had this shit ages ago, but Nancy Pelosi admits she was responsible for the National Guard on January 6th.
Yeah, we know that.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean, the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
Gee, I don't know, Nancy. Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
Maybe because you didn't do your fucking job.
Last I checked, Mark Espo, who is acting Secretary of Defense, offered the National Guard, and someone said no. I can't remember if that was that the mayor.
I think it's the Speaker
of the mayor of DC and the Speaker of the House both said no.
Speaker of the House is in control, right? I wonder who the Speaker of
They
the
both
House
had
is at the
control.
time.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah,
Muriel
it went up
Bowser
the
at
chain,
time
and
who
the
said,
top of the chain said no. And guess who's at the top of the chain?
Yeah. Trump can't just. Yeah, Trump couldn't just send the Guard in. They had that.
Well, actually, he could have.
Because
DC's National Guard.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, he can federalize any of the National Guard units, and they have to follow orders.
But
he could have federalized the Maryland Guard and said, "In you go, defend the Capitol building,
or
maintain a presence around the Capitol building to ensure that the crowd stays in." But he, like I said, the acting SecDef tried to do that. Said, "Hey, do you want? We think you should do this."
Yeah. That I was getting. It's been so. I can't believe it's been fucking 4 years nearly already. Since
4 years, and we're still arguing over what we know are facts.
Yeah. Trump Trump through the acting SecDef offered the Guard, and Pelosi and Bowser refused it.
Yeah. Pelosi responds to footage saying she takes responsibility for the National Guard. They're trying to do revisionist history.
Why do you think this is
you mean it was revised
stirred
from the
up
start?
and a brouhaha on the right and in some corners of the media today?
Well, because of the fact is that the President of the United States, the former president, and his toadies do not want to face the facts. They're trying to do revisionist history on January 6th. But we cannot let us be dragged into their, again, false impression of what happened that day. They know what happened that day.
Yeah, we all know what happened that day. We fucking watched it.
They know how serious it is and was and continues to have an impact on our country. And yet they want to call the people who were in there hostages. Last night I received the Lincoln Award. I was so proud of receiving that. And I said in my remarks, Lincoln built the dome on the Capitol. He insisted that it be built during the Civil War.
Oh, God. Hey, Daisy, how you doing? Welcome aboard.
Welcome, Daisy.
Toady Media near financing. Yeah, well,
She
it's
was
not just
very
financing.
quick to jump on and debunk these claims.
Yeah, I hate her. I wish they'd give her a state funeral already. Anyway, Missouri OnlyFans teacher warns against porn career after being left total outcast. No, really? A former Missouri teacher turned OnlyFans model has warned other educators not to follow in her footsteps, and she regrets making an account on the adult website. Megan Gaither, 32, told the St. Louis Dispatch that she wouldn't recommend other teachers join OnlyFans for the sake of supplemental income. While the cash flow is good, making 5 times as much as she ever did as a teacher, Gaither said she's become a total outcast in her hometown of St. Clair, Missouri.
Oh, no. Wait, St. Clair?
St. Clair.
Isn't
St.
that,
Clair. What are you thinking?
Oh, I thought, isn't that where, what's his name from Seal Toe is?
No, that's not.
Or is that
Missouri.
St. Cloud?
It's
sorry.
It's St.
Different-
Cloud, and that's Michigan.
St. Cloud.
Not
My bad.
Michigan, Minnesota. Just days after clearing out her classroom, she told Post Dispatch that the hate she received for adult content has only gotten worse. God.
I believe you've got a clip for that.
I do. Where is it? Nope, not that one.
Anytime.
Don't be a fucking whore!
I love that clip. I love that clip.
A lot of people tell me that I should be happy, but I wouldn't wish this past year on anybody. Gator said, I studied 12 years to become a teacher. Imagine studying 12 years to become a fucking teacher.
12
and now that's
years?
gone.
How does she study 12 years?
Because you do you do your regular schooling for whatever you want to like do, and then you do like a master's of education or something.
It doesn't take 12 years. I don't get it.
Yeah, so
Unless
4
you-
years of
unless you
schooling,
did
4 years of masters.
It
That's only 8
says
years.
masters are not 4 years. Like
There's a
you would
lot
have
of
to be-
people who have children out of wedlock in Missouri. Missouri is not innocent by any means. Lol.
Mm.
Yes, well.
studied 12 years to become it. I mean, she must have done like several degrees in a different field and then done
Or
a
she did
teaching
them
certificate.
part-time, I guess, maybe.
Well, that could be it too. Yeah, sure.
Or she's just that stupid.
4-year degree, 2-year masters. Yeah, sure.
Or, yeah.
Doubled, and then doubled for part-time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking back, I
okay.
wouldn't recommend this. If I could go back, I would tell myself not. I would tell myself not to do it.
What, become a
last-
teacher and just whore out straight away?
Just be a whore straight away. Just be a fucking whore. Last September, Gaither was the second teacher at St. Clair High School to be put on leave for having an OnlyFans account. 2. There's 2. She was an English teacher and a varsity cheerleading coach, but she was suspended after a student put a note under her classroom door saying they knew her secret. The married teacher had been working at the high school for 4 years and said she started the raunchy page to supplement her income, just like colleague Brianna Copage. That's the best name. Who noted that she was a teacher on her account. Oh my god. Gaither, who receives a $47,500 salary last year, said that she hid very well behind an alias and no face pictures, but she was outed against her own will. On OnlyFans, she was making up to $5,000 per month. She told Post Dispatch in October that the reason she turned to porn was to tide her over during the holidays. Teaching does not financially support a person. And look, that is the real crime. Like, the real tragedy is that you can't be a teacher and make ends meet. When, look...
That's only an extra $60K.
We've all been educated, I presume, through high school at least.
At least, yes.
So
at least.
Can anybody here tell me that the teachers that taught you were useless?
Yes.
Or didn't teach you anything at all useful?
Yes.
I know a couple of them are
I know some did. Yeah, absolutely.
I can comfortably say about 50% of them. Yes.
Okay, well that's not the teacher's fault. That's the curriculum's fault.
No, that's the teacher's fault too. Definitely the teacher's fault as well, because I grew up in a town where I had rotating teachers. I had a lot of locum teachers. Because we had teachers spread across multiple subjects, and we didn't have enough teaching staff in our school. So we had just random locum teachers come in and teach for a few months, and I had 4 science teachers in the same year. Like that's one example.
It's all fallen into place, Tim. It's all fallen into place.
It's all high school is pointless beyond year 10, and I think we should return to the days when people dropped out after year 10.
Yeah. I think you should be able to.
Still can. It's just not as common.
I do think there needs to be a rethinking of how we teach people, like how we teach kids.
Well, the way our high school did it,
the majority of stuff in school is pointless.
That in grade 12, if you weren't doing you weren't on the path to go to university, they put you on a path to go into TAFE.
Yeah, or
instead to do trades through TAFE. Like they had there was about 30 or 40 grade 10, 11 and 12-year-olds who were doing part-time schooling and learning an actual trade. There were plumbers and sparkies and mechanics and all that stuff. We had a mechanic shop that was pretty big at the school, and that was
going from
in part with the TAFE, and it was all integrated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, going from grade 10 into 11, about half of the boys in my grade 10 class dropped out and went on to do trades. And then, they ended up making the money. The rest of us went to uni. Some did trades after grade 12, but yeah, it's school. Most schooling is pointless, and kids are getting dumber, and kids don't know how to do basic math, read, write. Our educational results are getting worse every year. And no one actually seems to care about addressing those concerns.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay, yeah, we're better than America. Yeah, but America's facing the same problems, even more so, because Americans can't math for shit at all. And everybody, all the Western education systems are suffering this, even the Scandinavian utopias. It's like,
they're focusing on underwater basket weaving and lesbian dance
underwater
theory.
basket weaving. Well, maybe we should just send all the kids to madrasas and get them a good Islamic education. Terrifying in London, a pack of rabid Muslims led by Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dawa, those are their real names. They openly threatened Jews with violence while police did absolutely nothing. This is old video, but I think there's clips from other stuff. Like because there's Ali Dawa there, the little manlet. Muhammad Hijab is a big guy. Like he's a tall guy.
I can tell. Yeah.
Very, very big, very stocky build. Very loud voice. Blustery. But he's a fucking idiot.
The boys had to be rescued by the police as bottles and eggs rained down on them. Muhammad Hijab.
The worst thing about COVID is it normalized everybody covering their face in public.
Yeah.
So, Asia already does it.
Well, I know, yeah, all right, in the West. Because, look, Antifa used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
But it was like, okay, well, they're intentionally doing it. Now they get to play the whole, no, it's COVID. We don't know. Well, we don't know why they're wearing a mask. Yes, we fucking do. Yes, the worst thing. That's literally the only worst thing. The only bad thing about COVID, Costy.
Yes.
That and the inflation. It's the inflation. That's the worst thing.
Oh, but inflation's just about businesses charging more. It's all the free market's fault.
And look, but some of it is, yeah, absolutely. But
if you
not
use
all
the
of
new
it.
definition of inflation.
Yeah. It's totally not the government sending all the money overseas. Not that they're printing more money, because the money rate isn't changing that much.
I was explaining
all the money's being sent overseas.
I was explaining the perniciousness of inflation to my wife, because it is like inflation destroys economies.
Yeah.
Because once it is in an economy, it is impossible to get out, and you cannot reverse it. No. All you can do is have less of it down the line. But you know what the problem is? Like, I'm not an economist, but I understand the need for inflation. Like, you have to have inflation. It's just part and parcel.
In our current system, yes.
Because the way the system works is you need people to spend their money now, like spend their money when they get it. Because if you have no inflation, there's no incentive to spend spend now. Because, well, I don't need to worry about buying a house now because it'll be the same price in 50 years. So I can just save the money in the bank and then buy cash. So our economy runs on the concept of inflation. But the problem is we had almost 3 years of double-digit inflation, or high single-digit, double-digit in some cases inflation. That doesn't disappear.
No,
like when you've had 14% inflation, if I've had 14% inflation for 12 months, well, guess what? It doesn't matter if I have 7% inflation for the next month, because for the next 6 months, yeah, you've done a great job of halving inflation, but it's still 7% compounded on 14%. And the problem is like the central banks, their targets are just back at their normal targets. Their normal targets are 2.5% to 3%, 2.5% to 3.5%, depending on how you want economic growth to run. Because generally, you want inflation to be about the same as economic growth. You want them to be chasing each other. You want the economy to grow at about the same rate as inflation, so that everything lifts up. But the economies didn't grow at 14% during COVID, but inflation did. And it wasn't just COVID. We pumped the economy full of cash to everybody. It's not like we gave it all to the poor people. We gave it to fucking everybody, which made everything more expensive. Then on top of that, we had fucking supply side issues because we shut everything down. And it turns out you can't turn off the global economy and then just turn it back on again, because the entirety of the manufacturing sector around the globe operates on the Toyota model of just-in-time fucking distribution. So they don't order 10 months worth of equipment to be able to build the widget. They have 72 hours worth of parts, and they get a delivery every 3 days. When that delivery doesn't show up for fucking 6 weeks, then everybody who works there no longer works there. So, and is it companies profiteering? Yeah, in some cases it is companies going, we have an opportunity to raise some of our prices. Let's take that opportunity. But it's also everything costs more, so all those companies have to pay their employees more to be able to fucking survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in turn, for those companies to be able to survive, they have to raise prices to be able to pay their staff more. So it is a fucking vicious cycle. But the problem is there's a shit ton of companies out there that are making absolutely fucking money hand over fist that could actually serve to take a tiny bit of a fucking haircut in the name of, well, hold on, let's get this shit under control.
Stability.
But they don't do that because realistically they can't do that because they have an obligation to their shareholders.
Well, yeah.
Which, to be fair, for Australians, congratulations. Almost everybody who works is a shareholder of Coles, Woolworths, the banks. So you should all be laughing. Your fucking super's going to go up.
Sweet.
So you're a shareholder in Woolworths, in Coles, in fucking the big four banks. Like, it's yeah. But yes, once inflation is fucking in there, it is incredibly hard to beat. And I think the central banks aren't aiming for the right targets. I think they should be aiming for a much lower rate of inflation than they are. They're like, whew, we got to 3%. That's fine. Yeah, but it's also compounding, man. Like, come on.
Well,
it's not gonna
okay,
stay.
if you've got 9% inflation for 3 years and then 2.5% inflation for the fourth year, that takes 100 to 132.
Yeah.
But if you got 2.5 for 4 years, that's only 110 from 100.
Yeah. 9% for 3 years plus 2.5 is 32% over 4
32
years.
percentage points.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? Whereas 2.5 over 4 years is 10.
Yeah.
Well, a little over 10, but yeah, it.
Yeah. So this is going flat. 1 second.
It's not going to stop the government printing money, though. Right. the reserve banks can set whatever target they want, but right now, government's still going to print all the money that they want. Interest rates be damned, or whatever.
There we go.
How long till a Western country has a $500 note or £500 note that's common, like England, America, Australia?
Well, yeah,
because
like
of this. And then $1,000 note that
it's nice of you to think that they're going to design notes since we're moving to a cashless society.
Maybe.
I get your point, though. At what point will $500 become the new standard?
Well, if you're old enough, you remember 1 and 2 cent pieces. You remember the dollar note.
Yep.
Yeah,
remember the $2
and
notes.
$2 notes.
Yep.
I think we still have some
gold
old paper notes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 5 cents. Look, we got rid of the 1 and 2 cent piece because they were worthless. Because it costs more to make them than it did to
cents. Because
we're going to have to get rid of the
worthless.
5 cent piece because it's
It
there.
already is worthless.
Well, it's there already. Like we round up to 10 or down to we round up to the nearest 10. So
I thought we round up to the 5.
we do, but realistically, it's always one direction.
Because it's always 8 cents. Or
yeah. If you go to Big W, it's something's $9.98.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
which
always
rounds
going
up
to
to
cost
10.
you. Yeah, if you're using cash. So
yeah.
Threatened a police officer that he'd kill the boy's dog if he saw it again.
However, when those Zionists came in with their dogs, that was an act of provocation. So what we're saying now, and I'm making it very clear so everyone understands, if those dogs come close to us again, we will see it as an act of aggression, and we will kill those dogs. We'll put them down.
Hijab and Dawa then led the crowd to Speaker's Corner, and as the mob marched through London streets, screaming, "We'll find some Jews, we want their blood," the police did nothing. Let that sink in. They're calling for our literal blood.
These are the same police that arrest 14-year-old girls for posting rap lyrics. This is what fucks me off about the British. Like, okay, you've got your fucking fancy speech laws, enforce them universally.
what?
Or get
The Brits
rid of
are
them.
conquered. The
Fuck
Brits are conquered.
Well, that's exactly right. The Brits have
Yeah.
the British status. Like, when we'll find out in a couple of weeks. Like, we really will, because
Oh yeah,
Their election.
they've got an election on the 4th of July. Irony of ironies. And
love it.
Like, look, the Conservatives are going to be absolutely fucking decimated. More than decimated. But and yeah, we'll see how many Greens Muslims there are. Like, because that's where they go. They're in the green. Like, I heard someone the other day talking about whether once the Muslims actually nut up and start the Islam party, then shit will really kick off. You will see the amount of support for that shit in the country.
Oh,
like
totally.
it will be fucking amazing. Like it'll be
see
like, holy shit.
London will be just like 100%.
Yeah, London will have like the next London mayor. I get if there is an Islam party by the next London election, like mayoral election, there will be the mayor of London will be the Muslim party mayor, or the Islam party mayor. Like,
So you're saying Sadiq's going to change parties?
well, the Labor Party is
Actually.
like I've spoken about it before. Momentum was an organisation that made sure Jeremy Corbyn stayed in power for as long as he did.
Yep.
And they did it because they went to mosques and they signed people up. They signed Muslims up to join the Labor Party. And they're like, we're with the guy who talks about our friends Hamas. We're with that guy. So, I mean, what the fuck do you expect? Political Islam is a danger to the West. And until people start fucking until we realize that then they're going to take over eventually. Like it's the Afghans have a saying, or the Afghan Taliban had a saying during the Afghan war. They said, you have the watches, but we have the time. So you may have the technology, but we've got all the time in the world. Like our kids will believe what we believe. Their kids will believe what we believe. Their kids' kids will believe what we believe. Yours will go to school and get told that communism is great. So the West is look. I love democracy. I love democracy.
No, don't.
Imagine
loving majority rule.
Look, majority rule is how it's been forever.
Yeah, it's fucking retarded.
No, but that's how it is. That's how it has to be.
I understand this how it is, but it's fucking retarded. Imagine letting the 51% dictate that what you can and cannot say.
Survival of the fittest is fucking is majority rule.
Yeah.
We all agree to do this. Okay. You can go off and do your own thing, but
No, actually, I can't go off and do my own thing because you'll send me to jail.
well, I won't send you to jail, Tim.
No, but the 51% has decided no, Tim actually can't go off and do his own thing because we will send him to jail for doing that. So, no.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail, yeah.
And the police are just strolling alongside them.
The police in Britain don't have guns, at least the beat cops don't. And there's like 2 of them. What do you expect them to do against a pack of people who are probably concealing machetes?
A couple of hours later, we were violently assaulted leaving a kosher restaurant in an anti-Semitic attack. I hate to say this, but I'm not sure there's a future for Jews in this country. We're being attacked on the streets by extremists, and the police do nothing.
Life begins. For us, we believe that death begins. We believe that life begins at death. We don't care about death. We love death. And if you think that our
Then kill yourself.
I am. Okay. Challenge accepted.
Yep.
So what was the challenge?
That
we
they
get the
love
version.
death.
Life begins
Tony
at
Abbott
death.
used to say that ISIS was a death cult, and
He's
it is.
right.
He's fucking spot on. It is a death cult. They love death more than they love their children, because to them, if you die in service of Allah, you have you have eternal paradise.
You get your 72 virgins? Isn't that how it
in
works?
Palestine or across the Arab and Muslim world will let go of the struggle and our sacred places like Al-Aqsa. You are grossly mistaken. You'll never, ever, and I say this to Netanyahu, I say this to all of the powers, we will never allow you to put your gross hands on
Is Bibi in the room with us right now? Mohammed?
After a pro-Palestinian convoy
Bibi
drove
in the
through a
room?
Jewish neighborhood.
Yeah, show me the doll where Bibi touched you. Is
No, but he's touched
are the Jews in the room with you right now?
Well, the Zionist children walking the dog were, yes. So that's what he said.
Threatening to rape
That's what he
women
said.
and children. This odious pair drove to that same neighborhood, Golders Green, broadcasting inflammatory messages on the side of a lorry.
And again, in a country that has incredibly strong speech laws, as long as it's insulting trans people or using the N-word
Or teaching dogs new tricks.
or teaching dogs to fucking salute.
Kick him out. Just kick him out.
Yeah.
Just get rid of them. Get rid of all political Islamists.
Tambola says, "I hope the Russians love their children too." The song "I hope the love Russians too" that does not apply well to Iran or Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get them out. They're a threat to the community. Get rid of them.
In
Go
history, the
full
Palestinian
Hobbyianism.
nomads, if memory serves me right, if memory serves me right. I don't know that. Yeah, look, Arabs come from the Arabian Peninsula.
Hmm.
So, Joe Biden, in less than a minute, claims he was a professor at UPenn, which he never was. Claims he was taught a constitutional law class on the Second Amendment, which he never did. Says you couldn't own a cannon when the Second Amendment was implemented, which you could, and ends by failing miserably to say the phrase, "The tree of liberty is watered with the blood of patriots."
In a minute.
Are so damn important. We need you. We need you to overcome the unrelenting opposition of the gun lobby, gun manufacturers, so many politicians when they oppose common sense gun legislation. I used to be when I was no longer the vice president, I became a professor at the University of Pennsylvania. Before that, I taught a constitutional law class, and so I taught the
Didn't
Second
Trump
Amendment.
go to UPenn?
There's never been a time that says you can
Trump
own
went to Wharton?
anything you want. You couldn't.
Trump went to Wharton Business School. I don't know if he went to UPenn.
He went to
Wharton at UPenn, like
people. Yeah, Penn alumni include 2 presidents, Donald Trump and William Henry Harrison.
Okay, so not Trump. Yeah,
No,
so
no.
The Wharton School is at UPenn. So Trump went to business. Trump got his MBA from Wharton.
Trump got his Bachelor of Science from UPenn.
So he went to University of Pennsylvania and Wharton.
Yes, he did his undergrad at UPenn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Own a cannon during the Civil War. No, I'm serious. Think about it. How much have you heard this phrase? The blood of liberty.
Oh, yeah.
Wash it, go. Give me a break.
Oh, yes, Trump doesn't have postgrad yet.
Yeah, Thomas Paine, you dipshit. Like, you would think a president would have some respect for one of the founding fathers, but no.
Not this one.
But is he really the president?
Actually,
other
was
than
it
on
Thomas
paper?
Paine, or was it Jefferson?
Jefferson.
I'm pretty sure it was Paine who said the
Tree of Liberty
is
is
watered by
the Tree of Liberty must be watered from time to time with the bloods of patriots and
It was Jefferson.
blood of tyrants and patriots. Sorry,
Yeah. It's nature's manure, yeah.
blood of patrons,
it's not
patriots and tyrants. Yes, and as usual, forgot the "and tyrants" part of that quote.
Yeah.
In the first reply.
Just south of him is Virginia, whose fucking state motto is Sic Semper Tyrannis, which is meant to it's a reference to that. This is thus always to tyrants.
Yeah, it was Jefferson.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. God, he's a fucking idiot. Anyway, yes, the Supreme Court this week reversed Trump's ban on bump stocks because the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives does not actually have an underlying law to be able to ban them, and they told it split on ideological grounds. So of course the three Democratic ladies decided to vote to uphold the
bump stock ban.
The bump stock ban, and all the conservative chads plus the woman decided to overrule, to strike it down. So they agreed with the Federal Appeals Court.
Wait, so someone took it to the federal appeals court, and they're like, yeah, no, and then the government was like, no, we want the ban still there.
Yes.
I think that if the government fails at any level,
I think what happened was at one of the Federal Appeals Court. So one of the circuits struck down the ban.
Yep.
After several others
upheld
in different circuits upheld the ruling,
and then SCOTUS made a final ruling on it.
Which meant SCOTUS had to reconcile all of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was last year. Federal Appeals Court strikes down the bump stock ban after several other appeals court rulings upheld it, leading to the dispute to make its way to SCOTUS. SCOTUS turned it. So SCOTUS, yeah.
So of course, why would you need a machine gun? Blah 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 blah. The whole fucking rant is
to
so
water the
overdone.
Tree of Liberty with the blood of patriots and tyrants. That's why.
But yes,
literally,
Also, you don't get
that
to
is
say
literally
what I
the
have or
reason.
not.
That is literally the reason to own a machine gun. It is to take down a tyrannical government. Like that's exactly the point. People are supposed to have the same weapons as the
he
military.
regurgitated the whole. Well, we've got F-15s.
Yeah. How did that work out in Afghanistan, mate?
Yeah.
Can I buy an F-15, Joe
The
Biden?
people outnumber the
Pretty please?
military in the
Technically,
United
yes.
States.
Well, as someone always points out, yes, you have F-15s, but they don't fly themselves, and the pilot has a family.
Yep.
Joe Biden's daily pharmaceuticals reportedly revealed. Investigative journalist Paul Sperry says he's uncovered a whole cocktail of drugs used by Dementia Joe. Here's the actual tweet. Biden has been taking the following pharmaceuticals: Equus, Crestor, Pepcid, Demistia, and Community. This guy says Equus is used to reduce the risk of blood clots and stroke. So, okay.
Yep, fair enough.
Crestor is used to reduce the level of low-density cholesterol. Okay. Pepside is used to control heartburn and stomach ulcers. Yeah, if I were the president, I'd need Pepside as well.
Yep.
Demistia is for allergies, and Community is for COVID immunization. So,
Okay.
yeah, this is not a complete list. Yeah, there's no way that's the complete list. We forgot the methamphetamine.
You forgot the meth and the little blue
and
pill.
the Adderall. The extreme amounts of Adderall. So, yeah. It is that time of the week again. 2 Wisconsin female high school teachers resign after asking student if he'd like a foursome, with one also sending the youngster photos of her in lingerie.
Damn it.
2 Wisconsin. Sorry, read that
Two-
again.
Two Wisconsin female high school teachers resign after asking student if he'd like a foursome.
So there.
Oh, so one
oh, so
the teacher.
Was
It's
there
teachers.
a third teacher, or was there 2 students?
be
and
two
Maybe
students,
it was 2 students. I guess we'll find out. 2 female high school teachers have been forced to resign after being accused of trying to set up a foursome with students. Alexis Saldaris quit Joseph Craig High School in Janesville, Wisconsin on April 22, and Jennifer Larson on May 14 after a probe by the school district. Both teachers were on a school trip with a male student on April 7th to 9th, and the investigation found incriminating Snapchat messages that they sent him. Saldaris admitted to sending the student 5 photos of herself in lingerie and kissing the student during the trip. The district report summary read. So there's Alexia Saldaris. She's a pedophile, man.
How old's the student?
Larson admitted to exchanging messages with students involving cuddling, flirting, and the implication of alcohol. The implication of alcohol. The messages both teachers sent told the student they wanted to cuddle and have fun with him and asked if another student could join in. Saldaris then met the student on April 9 and gave him keys to a school district van used on the trip so he could take laps of the car park.
Oh, did it have free candy on the side of the van?
It was a plain white.
While she was
white.
changing her shoes in the back of the van, the pair then kissed, according to the summary report summary. That evening, when she sent racy photos to the student and made plans to Snapchat messages to meet next weekend. Parents, don't let your kids have Snapchat. There's only one reason. This is the other student, the other teacher, rather, Jennifer Larson.
No, just the blonde, please.
Nothing more happened between the trio that weekend, but the situation began to unravel on the day after the trip. Larson reported her colleague to Craig High Principal Alison Boysian for letting the student drive the van. Saldaris responded by sending the student a Snapchat message that morning telling him relationship needed to end. The report summary stated, on the morning of April 11th, another teacher confronted a group of students who were laughing around a phone and saw the photos of Saldaris. Fuck. Why do you people not realize you can save shit on Snapchat?
What's hilarious is they use Snapchat so that the images would delete themselves, but they're not savvy enough to have set it up properly.
Yeah.
So
she looks young.
Well, kids have
the
two phones now.
Yeah.
So they just take a photo of the fucking screen.
Yeah, they do that.
Like it's the analog gap.
Well, isn't Snapchat isn't the API open?
I have no idea. Saldaris responded, on the morning of the teacher went straight to Bojan, saying she was 95% sure the photos they were laughing at were of Saldaris in lingerie. School officials confronted the teacher as they found out more what happened, and both admitted what they did. They were put on administrative leave on April 12th, and the school district began its investigation. It doesn't say how old the student was. But it was a student. So
Still
right to
would.
jail.
This doesn't exempt him from the chipper. I'm just saying would first and then chipper later.
Would as they're going into the chipper.
No.
That's what I heard from
Would
Tim.
before. Like, think of it like a last meal, right? It's the last time you get. The last
I don't
time
know,
you
Tim.
get
It's you. It might be more of like a snack. A snack pack.
Man.
A non-halal snack pack, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not halal.
Give it more of a last meal. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Anyway, also, female North Carolina Spanish teacher, 37, is charged with raping 14-year-old boy who was one of her students. I'm glad I don't have to be like those retards on every other social media platform going, ooh, teacher graped a 14-year-old boy. Like, God. North Carolina Spanish teacher, she's a teacher of Spanish, or she's a Spanish teacher?
Spanish teacher. Teaching
A
La
Spanish
Español.
teacher, okay. Teaches Spanish, okay. Has been accused of raping a 14-year-old student. Heidi Monroy was Heidi.
Yeah, I can't
H-E-Y-D-I. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Heidi.
Was arrested. Yeah, I know it's Heidi, but Jesus Christ.
I know.
Oh, Heidi.
Could be Heidi. Heidi.
Heidi ho.
Yeah.
Was arrested on Tuesday and charged with statutory rape and other crimes following a probe by Welcome with 2 L's middle school officials in Greenville. That's got to be Welcome because it's 2 L's. Welcome Middle School. Welcome Middle School where the kids get raped. Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
A school resource officer reportedly launched a probe, I bet they did, following a report by another worker, according to court documents seen by WITN. The crimes were on April 5th. Pitt County School Public Information Officer said Monroy, who was originally from Colombia, so she is a Spanish teacher.
Yes.
So we were both right.
Yeah, native speaker. Yeah.
He's no longer an employee of the middle school.
Gordita. No.
Oh. I love that.
Monroy had been at the school since August 2022. She's been held without bond as of Wednesday. It comes as dozens of female teachers have been arrested this year across the nation for sex crimes involving students, as the seeming number of cougars in the classroom continues to grow. A long line of female teachers allegedly involved with youngsters across the country dominates headlines. There she, Ms. Monroy. Oh, God.
Wouldn't it be Senora?
Senora Monroy. Senora Monroy.
Jail. Believe it or not, jail. Right to jail. Right to jail. Right away. Jail. Jail. You right to jail. They put you in jail. Right away. Right to jail.
Apparently not in Colombia, though.
Mm.
So, yes. Anyway. Costi says sad. Wish I had teachers like this.
I had hot teachers.
Then I wouldn't
in
still be a virgin.
I had hot teachers in school, and I know we know for a fact some of them were banging students. We know for a fact.
My wife got visited years ago by Department of Education investigators because someone in her class had been having an affair with one of the teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a female teacher.
Yeah, it was always the females. We had several hot, even like hotter than the ones that we covered in these stories. Several very, very attractive female teachers who we know were banging, like the year 12, banging the year 12s. Like
my 5th grade teacher would take students across the road to a house.
Am I going to have to charge you $100 an hour for this, Baldo?
No, I did not leave school property.
Good man.
So
clever boy.
But there was sometimes.
What's wrong with me? Was I the ugly kid?
Yeah, I think I was. But yeah, it was very sus.
Yes. If it starts with the teacher took me across the road from the school to a house, it gets worse from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't sign out. None of the other teachers knew about it. She's just like, yep, during recess, we're going across the street to play board games.
Sure.
No, you
playing
won't.
Twister.
You
Playing
can
Twister.
play board games in the classroom and just say no, everyone else out.
Very.
It was really sus.
Very. Colin Ruck says, just in police interview released after Wisconsin father Matt Eddy rushed on stage to block school superintendent from shaking his daughter's hand. According to new video obtained by the Daily Mail, Eddy said the superintendent didn't deserve to shake her hand. Quote, I didn't want him to be able to shake her fucking hand because he did not deserve it after all the shit she went through in this district. It's unclear what exactly happened to his daughter, but Eddy indicated that his daughter was expelled at one point and there was some sort of legal battle. Eddy also said during the interview that the issue wasn't with Superintendent Rainey Briggs specifically. Quote, I'm not aware of any allegations of Dr. Briggs doing anything to your daughter specifically, the officer said. No, it wasn't him specifically, Eddy responded. He was rolling his eyes when I brought up the fact that the same thing had been done to her and it pissed me off because we're in the middle of a court case. Briggs said he didn't even know who Eddy was at the time and only knew of one instance where his daughter was disciplined, but said he had nothing to do with it. Eddy has been accused of racism for the incident.
I guess the superintendent's black.
Yeah, hop up on the stage, man.
Well, it's a school in America. It's a school district in America, and it's a superintendent. Affirmative action reigns supreme. So,
For graduation, like you obviously knew it was going to happen. Oh yeah, for sure. So I mean, it was a plan.
Get away from my daughter. He's wearing a GoPro.
I get that. Don't every single daughter's going to go on stage.
That's
interact with them.
His cap, I can see it in the interview.
They don't want him to be able to shake her
cap and glasses.
He doesn't deserve it from her and all the she went through in this district. I'm not aware of allegations where Dr. Briggs doing anything to your daughter specifically. No, it wasn't him specifically. Okay. She was expelled for doing the same thing that was done to her, and nothing happened to the previous people, and we had to have the meeting in there with him, the school board, an expulsion room. Yeah, and he rolled his eyes when I brought up the fact that the same thing happened to her, and you. I didn't see what happened, so I don't know what the physicality of it was. Was it like a body block? I mean, what you were talking about? Exactly. That's all it was. Was there pushing? Was there shoving? Not telling me you got put his hands on me. I didn't come up there and like knock him out or push him down or.
Yes, sorry, that was terrible audio.
That was.
Yeah, nothing I can do about that.
Yep. No. Yeah, it honestly, it looked like he could have walked up to him and started talking to him.
Yeah,
about
he's
his,
just like, hey, you come over here.
Hey, can I have a quick chat about your
Yeah, because
car's
it's
warranty?
like, here you go. He's like, hang on a second. Let me just walk you over here. And he's like, hey, what the fuck's going on? He's like, you get the fuck off me, motherfucker.
Should have decked him.
Like, could
the superintendent should have decked the parent.
Well, no, all he did was put his hand on his shoulder and started walking in a
turn
direction.
him away, yeah.
And
rushing the stage. That's technically it's assault.
Meet Kenny
So-
says, leave it to basketball Americans.
As by his, basketball Americans. by the dad's own admission, the superintendent hadn't actually done anything to his daughter. So no, he's attacking someone who's not involved, wasn't involved in any of the shit that she went through. So he's gone up and he's gotten physical with someone who's not done anything to his daughter specifically. So
okay, I wouldn't consider what he did with the superintendent physical. Like, yes, he put his hand on his shoulder and walked in a direction.
Oh, he didn't go up and batter. Like he's taking him away from the ceremony. I understand that.
And from my understanding, he was there representing the district, and he didn't want anyone from the district to congratulate her or be part of her.
I understand that. Yeah, that's all established. But at the same time, getting up there, putting hands on somebody, people get attacked for less. Like, don't fucking touch me, or I'll elbow you in the fucking throat. Just don't.
Don't touch Tim.
Like, you're rushing the stage. Nobody knows fucking from the perspective of everybody up there, right? Nobody knows why the fuck this random person is rushing the stage. No, fucking deck him, push him back off the stage. Like, he has no right to be up there.
Yeah.
Either way, at least didn't actually get violent or anything, but like
Did
that's
get
a fucking
physical?
retard.
Physical.
Well, yeah, the superintendent pushed him, and then everyone started restraining the dad because it looked like the dad was going to deck the black
Looked
guy.
like it
and
was going to
then-
pop off.
Yeah, exactly.
Biden admin shoots down $24 billion pay raise for enlisted troops after spending 7 times more on Ukraine.
Yeah, they don't need to get paid more.
The Biden administration strongly opposes a proposal to raise the pay of junior enlisted service members in the military, even after spending nearly 7 times the proposed amount on Ukraine in the border.
Don't join the
border
military.
region security.
Don't do it. Don't join the military. It's not worth it.
The House Armed Services Committee draft of the 2025 National Defense Authorization Act would give all junior troops a pay raise, representing a rough total of $24.4 billion over 5 years. That's fucking nothing in the grand scheme of the federal budget.
How long would that take?
$24.4 billion over 5 years.
Yep.
That's $4 billion a year.
Yep. And in real time, how long will it take to spend $4 billion? Maybe the next hour.
They just did on interest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. Now they care about the debt. Now they're like, oh, hold on. Paying employees, come on.
It's becoming unrealistic. That's why they're caring about it.
The Biden administration said in a statement on Tuesday it doesn't support the proposed significant permanent pay hike until it had a chance to conduct a compensation review.
How much is the pay hike? How much is the
They
raise?
all get $24 billion.
Awesome.
Each.
Hell yeah.
Over 5 years.
Sign up, Bill. Fuck yeah.
The administration is strongly committed to taking care of our service members and their families and appreciate the committee's concern for the needs of the most junior enlisted members, but strongly opposes making a significant permanent change to the base pay schedule before the completion of the 4th quadrennial review of military compensation, the White House Budget Office said.
Well, you pay your E1s like slaves, so...
I feel like this story exists because they gave Ukraine money and people are bitter about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand wanting... If there is a regular review of military compensation, because quadrennial is once every 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, 14th quadrennial.
Yeah. So if this is the 14th time of the 4th anniversary, 56 years.
Yeah, so they review they review all military compensation every 4 years. So there's the committee is just jumping the gun.
Yeah, and that sits basically in line with presidential terms. So
yeah, this feels like one of those articles that exists because we're mad that Ukraine got money, like the aid package passed. Grrr. And I get it's the Daily Caller, so that's fucking Tucker's agency or whatever it was.
Yeah,
aid package.
And I know the America First guys are very much fuck Ukraine. So
yeah, as they should be.
So a story we spoke about last week is apparently fake news. So we're spreading fake news, but of course, so is the New York Times. S.C. Robertson Jr. says the New York Times posted a false story about Starlink and an Amazon tribe becoming addicted to porn. They've apologized and corrected the story, highlighting Starlink's benefits in healthcare, education, business, and communications. My thoughts, the subject and accusations of the article alone require 100% accuracy before being published. It was done on purpose. Apology not accepted. I read the original article. The article only suggests kids are hooked on porn, but are just addicted to social media, strangers online, and violence, all because of Starlink. I also followed and reported on Alison Reno. She delivered 12 Starlinks throughout the Amazon last year. She was given an audience by the UN for her work. An audience. Okay, honest mistake. So yes, that was fake news. They're not hooked on porn. They're using it for healthcare. Like, surely there are some people using porn, but it's not destroyed their village. So we all fell for fake news.
Yep.
Up in smoke, authorities in El Salvador set fire to 3 tons of cocaine worth an estimated $67.5 million, which they reportedly seized in May.
Estas incautaciones se realizaron los días 18 y 20 de mayo del presente año, aproximadamente a 800.
They should have turned it into a house. It's all bricks and stuff, so we feel they could have built something with it.
Shout out to the
Cater
real
on
king.
self-delete watch. Yes, shout out to me. I don't know about you, but drone shots aren't impressive anymore.
No, the
Like,
novelty's
when
worn off.
when I watch old movies, I look at it and go, "Wow, that's impressive," because I know they had to hire a helicopter.
Yeah, or a crane.
Yeah, or a crane shot or whatever.
Whereas now it's the same old camera angles with the big wide lens or the fishbowl lens, and
Fisheye lens.
You can
not a fishbowl lens.
Or the fishbowl
Speaking
lens,
of, speaking of new stuff being shit, Bounding Comics has this article, "The Acolyte," which is the new Star Wars series, makes massive retcon to Star Wars lore, reveals lesbian space witches create life from the Force long before Darth Plagueis.
Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Darth Plagueis the lesbian.
Shout out to KOTOR.
And there you have it, there you have it, Star Wars fans. I'm sad. I'm sadly, but unsurprisingly, delivering on previous whispers. The third episode of The Acolyte has made an absolutely massive, ostensibly identity politics motivated change to one of the franchise's most pivotal pieces of original pre-Disney lore. In current Star Wars canon, the power to create life via direct manipulation of the Force is considered a nearly impossible feat even for the most storied of users. So much so, in fact, that prior to The Acolyte's third episode, there had only been one individual who was reportedly able to pull it off, the infamous Sith Lord Darth Plagueis.
Which comes from the games. This was never mentioned in the movies. It's all from the from
extended universe.
Oh no, I'm correct. This sorry, it was. I'm a dumbass. Yeah, Palpatine's the one who brought it up. It is movie
He
canon.
tells him the story of Darth Plagueis.
Yes,
Darth Plagueis the Wise.
I keep thinking that's Kreia from KOTOR 2. No, I'm a dumbass. No, it's fucking A canon. It's Lucas canon. It's literally yeah.
Yeah,
Keep going.
it's the story.
Yeah.
It's the story Palpatine tells Anakin to tempt him to the dark
Yes.
side.
It's been so long since I've watched F3.
Because he could save Padme.
Yes. But yes, Darth Plagueis is the only person who could actually create life from just by manipulating the Force. So, yes, and you established that. Yeah, as it mentions, like Darth Plagueis is the one who actually caused Shay Skywalker to conceive Anakin without a father. So the whole point is Darth Vader is Jesus. He is created through immaculate conception.
Yeah. Regardless of this bit of fun extended universe, what do they call it? Is it the extended universe? What do they
extended
call it now?
universe.
It used to be the extended universe, but they renamed
what was the extended universe is now Legends because it's no longer canon.
The Acolyte showrunner Leslie Headland, Plagueis is no longer the first Force user to manipulate the universal life energy to create life. Instead, that honor now belongs to a newly introduced leader of an unknown band of Force-sensitive witches who for some bizarre reason aren't Night Sisters because sure, Disney, why not? Mother Agnesia, as portrayed by actress Jodie Turner-Smith.
And of course, they are black.
They are black.
Of course. Of course.
As detailed in the show's third episode, decades before Plagueis even began his study of the Force, and Agnesia used it to bring to life two embryos within her fellow witch mother, Coral, the pair of which would soon be birthed into the world as a series protagonist, May and Osha. And there you have it, lesbian space witch Coven's being given credit for a lore-impactful act originally done by a powerful male character beloved by fans of the franchise's pre-Disney audience. The Force is indeed female.
Yes. The Acolyte. Yeah, the Acolyte is set in the High Republic. It's that new.
Yeah, it's
new
100.
era.
It's 100 years before the.
It's before the movies.
It's a pre-prequel.
It's a pre.
But yes, this is actually a very good. The Acolyte episode 3 review. One of the most disappointing Star Wars episodes ever made. The third episode of Disney's The Acolyte is an embarrassment to the entire franchise. Though the same could be said for much Star Wars these days outside of Andor and the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian. Hard agree. Here's one exchange between 2 characters in the latest episode. May, the Jedi are bad. Osha, the Jedi are good. Later, that same 2 characters, the twin protagonist-antagonist of the story, as children in this flashback episode, say to one another, "What have you done? What have you done? What have you done?" I want to ask Disney the same question. What have you done? This entire episode is a bad joke. We learn that May and... spoilers, everybody. Not that anybody's going to fucking watch this trash. We learn that May and Osha live with their mothers in a society of witches, all of whom are female, obviously, because they're witches. It appears they were conceived using the Force or something. Force-using witches are apparently frowned upon in this galaxy. They call the Force the Thread. I'm getting dark side vibes here. Though I'm also getting the sense that the show will try to be all edgy and make the Jedi out to be the bad guys, which we've seen play out about a half dozen times at this point. Osha and May fight with one another constantly and are very, very irritating throughout the episode. Osha wants to leave her people and May wants to stay. When the Jedi show up and ask to test the girls for their Force powers, they agree to fake not having any, but Jedi Master Sol convinces Osha not to lie, and she says that she wants to be a Jedi and leaves with them against her mother's wishes. May is upset and threatens to kill her sister, locking her in their chambers and burning the entire witch village to the ground, apparently killing everyone. It seems that there's more to the story, that somehow 4 Jedi, Indara, King Toman, Wookiee Jedi, and Sol are somehow complicit. Sol saves Osha and they escape. May appears to fall to her death, but we know better since this is the 3rd episode. What a disaster. Scattered thoughts. IGN says this episode offers up a lot of tantalizing new layers to how we perceive both the Jedi and the Force, and I would like to know if we use different versions of the word tantalizing. I'm confused about the entire motivation of May, who wants revenge on the Jedi, but is actually the one responsible for killing everyone. If that is, anyone is actually dead. After all, both twins thought the other one was dead. It seems likely none of the witches died at all. Even if she didn't burn everyone to death, she certainly started the fire that she certainly must have believed killed Osha at the very least. The Jedi in episode 2 killed himself over this. It seems if there's not more to the story, this will make absolutely no sense whatsoever. The witch chant was one of the lamest chants in the history of all chants. I wanted to giggle maniacally listening to it. I also wanted to cry. The Night Sisters are better witches. Merrin from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor is a better female witch character than anyone on the show.
Best girl.
This show had something like a $180 million for its budget, and I cannot for the life of me tell where any of it is gone. Every world feels small. Every set feels claustrophobic. There's no sense of scale or variety. It's also relentlessly generic. But hey, lightsabers. Rewatching The Escape with Sol and Osha, this room with the pile of bodies is clearly not from fire. So yeah, there's a bit more to this, but this doesn't change how the ludicrous whole "I'll kill you" bit is, and how May very much tried to burn her sister to death. Of course, it could be bad production design, in which case maybe they did die from a fire or smoke. Regardless, what a weird way to end the episode. The girls fight. Fire spreads through what appears to be a stone cave. Stone. And then suddenly passes all these bodies. We didn't hear any commotion or screaming or battle. It's more confusing than intriguing. Also, what's up with the tree? Someone has captured the chant footage. This was put in an actual TV show we're supposed to take seriously. Second tweet. Brace yourselves.
Power of one, the power of two, the power of many. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
3.
Yes. Why are they chanting in English? This doesn't make sense. Why are they chanting in English? Surely they should be chanting in some alien language.
Salty Cracker, Daisy says Salty Cracker calls them lesbian alien.
That's redundant. All females in Star Wars are now lesbians, so they're just aliens.
Grimspar says, next up, Disney buys Spaceballs. Barf is a furry. Rimbatos to steal the entire planet supply of HRT, and the short saber battles is changed to an adult scene with butch lesbian space wizards.
She got Schwartz as big
Grim,
as
you need to
mine.
fucking crowdfund a purchase of the Spaceballs franchise. Dave says would love to hear all you guys do this chant together.
No.
How about no?
How about no? Like what even like the power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Like it's just what? Like it's garbage. This is do not give decent producers sex crime covering up assistants money to make fucking anything. Because let's be real, that's who Leslie Headland is. Leslie Headland was fucking Harvey Weinstein's fucking personal assistant. And now she's given $180 million to fucking make absolute fucking garbage.
What
I have
skeletons
no
is she aware of?
All of them. That's the only explanation. All of them. Like, and of course she's a lesbian. Though I doubt. I'm like, are you really? I mean, you say you are, but I think it might be a bit of like, well, if I'm a lesbian, get some protection. Like, I have my doubts. I have no words. I do have a theory, however. Imposters have taken over Star Wars and a lot of other popular genre properties, from The Witcher to True Detective. Maybe they're fans, maybe they're not. But they're certainly masquerading as good storytellers, and they think they know best, making whatever changes they see fit to make it their own. As Game of Thrones author George R. Martin wrote recently, quote, everywhere you look, there are more screenwriters and producers eager to take great stories and, quote, make them their own. It does not seem to matter whether the source material was written by Stan Lee, Charles Dickens, Ian Fleming, Roald Dahl, Ursula K. Le Guin, J.R. Tolkien, Mark Twain, Raymond Chandler, Jane Austen, or, well, anyone. No matter how major a writer is, no matter how great the book, there always seems to be someone on hand who thinks he can do better, eager to take the story and improve on it. Quote, the book is the book, the film is the film, they will tell you, as if they were saying something profound. Then they make the story their own. They never make it better, though. 999 times out of 1,000, they make it worse. Amen, brother. I'd say that Star Wars deserves better stewards, but George Lucas didn't do a very good job of that himself in the later years. In fact, The Acolyte keeps reminding me of the prequel trilogy in all the worst ways.
George Lucas has no interest in Star Wars outside of the movies. He's very clear about this. He doesn't pay any attention to anything that he's not directly involved with. He doesn't care, even before Disney. He never paid attention to any of the extra material. Like to him, it's not important.
Well, what a shame. I'll keep watching, obviously, and I do really hope it gets better. In fact, next week's episode, which is too short and has an annoying cliffhanger ending, is leaps and bounds better than this one. So that's something to look forward to. Silver linings and all that jazz.
Yeah. But no, there is no custodian of Star Wars. There never was. Everything we grew up with that was not them in the movies.
The fans were the custodians.
And Demian says the third episode of Star Wars Acolyte basically ruins the original films with all the creative decisions made within this one 44-minute episode. Anakin is no longer special. The Force can be whatever you want it. And lesbians can give birth to twins without the need of men. New video tomorrow, guys. You already know. You've seen them. Yes, two strong females using the Force to make a child. And Memology says the Acolyte episode 3 in a nutshell. Space lesbians can now create babies with the Force. The power of one, the power of two.
No, we're going to get trapped in chanting.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. It's fucking... God damn,
that kind of overlaps with... I think someone posted that clip separately as well from in a different...
It's just so bad. Like, God. Like, why do they do this? You could actually make a good series. But they don't.
Talking about the
Acolyte. Make this fucking trash.
You're still talking about the Acolyte. I'm talking about the women gyrating their hips. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
It's
I can
nice-
understand. I can
it's
understand
nice
why
you
you're a bit
to
distracted.
think
Let me.
They want to just
they're improving their tech.
Like you could actually.
They want to
fucking-
make propaganda.
Well, that's what it feels like too. Or this whole Disney exists purely as a money laundering exercise.
Yeah, that's it too. Like the Phyllis is female. This was told to us years ago. Everything comes back to Rey. It all comes
They
back to
made
Rey. It
shirts
all
about it as well.
Yes, they've stated this. Like, the future of the franchise is focused on Rey. Like
How'd that go?
Like I don't watch it anymore. Like full stop. I
haven't
don't even
watched Star
I don't
Wars
even hate watch it.
I haven't watched Star Wars. I have not watched any. I watched the first two seasons of The Mandalorian. So
I watched I've watched everything. I watched the last thing I watched was Obi-Wan.
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch that.
Obi-Wan finished, and I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm out. Like I was done.
Yeah, no, I watched the first two seasons of The Mandalorian because Baby Yoda was the hype at the time. But I haven't watched any of the sequels. I haven't watched anything else Disney Star Wars.
Yeah. Like I haven't watched Ashoka because I don't care.
Don't care. I always hated Ahsoka in the
will
Clone
not
Wars.
watch- I will
Clone
not
Wars
watch
is canon
this fucking
as
The
well.
Acolyte at all.
The Clone Wars cartoon is canon. The 3D one that's actually considered a canon. So the 9 movies, the Clone Wars show, and Star Wars Rebels are considered official Lucas canon. That's that's the official canon. Like that's the top level canon, and then everything else is just Disney wankery. Apparently,
Yeah,
so
Mickey Kenny says never gives Disney any money ever. Yeah,
yeah. When they
I never have.
Mm.
Oh no, that's a lie. I went to see the Avengers films, so I've seen them. I've seen the Marvel films.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, the last Marvel film I saw in a cinema, so exchanged money for entertainment, was
For goods and service.
Endgame for me.
No Way Home.
I didn't
That was
watch
the last
in
one I saw
cinemas.
in the cinema.
I don't remember
So
the last time I
technically,
went-
most of that went to Sony.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I went to a cinema.
But
it was certainly pre-COVID.
That was the last time I went to the cinema.
Yeah.
Every other movie, I'm like, that's fine. I can wait.
But yeah, when Disney took over Star Wars, they reset the official material to the 6 movies, the Clone Wars TV show, and Star Wars Rebels, which was the new show at the time.
Yeah.
And then, of course, everything else is built upon that, and I don't recognize it. I don't care. I don't.
I haven't even seen movie
Star
9.
Wars is-
I haven't
Star
watched.
Wars is-
I haven't
Yes,
watched the sequels.
Same, Baldo. I have not seen the horrible fucking
Don't care
ninth
about it.
film. Like I have no
Don't
interest.
really
No.
care.
Rise of Skywalker, whatever the fuck it is.
I saw the
grew up-
7th movie and I was like, okay, this is pretty bad, but I'll give him a second chance for the 8th movie. And I saw the
terrible.
8th movie and I was
Eight.
like,
Oh my
The
God.
movies end with Rey and everybody escaping after she clears all the rocks. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how
I don't think
that's how the trilogy ends because there's only 2 films.
I grew
I
up
don't
in
think
a,
I've even
yeah.
downloaded the 9th movie.
No,
Like, I haven't even,
I have no
wouldn't even
interest.
steal
Yeah.
it.
Back in the day, the Star Wars fans I knew hated
Just
they
don't
hated
care.
Episode 7, the 7, yeah, the first sequel. The
Yeah.
people I knew who liked Star Wars back then, they hated Episode 7, and I had no interest in it. I grew up in a time when Luke rebuilt the Jedi Order, when Han and Leia had 3 children, and they ended up fighting it out and killing each other. There was it was a whole different time. I grew up
Yeah,
in
the extended universe was the
Chris
best
Pratt said
thing
the
about
space
Star
I
Lions
grew up in the days of
incredible.
Kyle Katarn, Mara Jade, Satele Shan, Bastila Shan. Fuck yeah. Those
use
are that.
force, use the
yeah.
force, subtle but substantial difference.
Use force / use the force. Yeah.
Anyway.
I grew up in the day when lightsaber colors were determined by the crystal and not your force alignment. So
Wait,
what?
They're not.
not anymore, or at least I'm pretty sure that
I'm sure that no, because kyber crystals are still like the idea
they're
of the
part
kyber
of the
crystal is
construction,
still
but the color of the
canon.
saber I think is influenced by your force alignment now. It's like so.
Well, what does that
The
say
reason,
about
the
all the
reason
yellow
Mace
ones?
the reason Mace Windows lightsaber is
Pissed
purple is
off.
because he's somewhere in between. He's like a gray Jedi.
Daisy says, "I don't understand this scissor thing."
Yeah, it's,
Ask
right.
your
They're making a
parents.
baby.
yeah,
Ask
yeah,
your
exactly.
parents.
Yeah, yeah. It's the reason. Yeah, my understanding is they tried to turn lightsaber colors into the Emotional Spectrum from DC.
Ah,
Similar to that, like they took influence for that. I want to.
But then how do they explain? Then how do they explain that Sith have red lightsabers? That's them
because they corrupt the crystals with the dark side.
Oh, that sounds a bunch of bullshit.
No, but that's they literally. It's literally from my understanding.
There used to be synthetic crystals. That's why they were red. That was that's the way it used to be. Is that Sith lightsabers?
So Sith couldn't get proper kyber crystals because
Correct,
the
yeah.
Jedi.
So they
Jedi held a monopoly because they're evil monopolists.
Yeah, they held a monopoly.
They're evil capitalist monopolists.
Of the kyber
and
crystals.
no, that's it. Yes, they're so that the Jedi have a spectrum of colors for their lightsabers because they're capitalists at heart, but they also hold a monopoly over the kyber crystals.
Which is
and the
hilarious
poor
because-
downtrodden Marxist Sith have to use red because that's the only thing they can get.
It's hilarious because it's not the Jedi who are the pro market capitalists. They're the fucking communists who want to who promote
No, they're
not owning.
I believe you're out of date with canon, Tim.
Yeah,
they're
probably.
fascists now. The Jedi are fascists.
Well,
they're the fascists. The fascists.
Always have been.
Well, they're the ones who kidnap the kids at a young age, and
they don't kidnap them. They're like, hey, want to
former-
come and join our order?
The
Yes,
former
come
law
join our
clerk
order
made a
and you
very
can't
good point
stay.
about this. The Jedi are the bad guys.
Anyway, Kris Jenner, 68, says she wants to be pregnant again. Quote, your uterus doesn't age.
What?
Have I got news for you?
What
is this?
Kris Jenner is ready for baby number 7. During Thursday's episode of The Kardashians on Hulu, the 68-year-old momager confessed that she would happily get pregnant again after having 6 kids. Kris made the unexpected comment while chatting with Khloe Kardashian, Malika Hike, and Scott Disick about Malika's interest. Who the fuck is Malika Hike? It's
What
the
the fuck is a
Kardashians.
momager?
Oh, a mum that's a manager.
Oh,
Momager.
okay. And why is that person sitting on the table with their foot on the table?
I have no idea.
It's like, get the fuck off the table.
Ridiculous.
You know, it's going to be someone like Kris Jenner who puts money and effort into uterine transplants, and then all of a sudden,
She just told you the uterus doesn't age. It's fine.
Oh no, a biologist will tell her no, you can't. But we can try this new experimental thing.
There's Kim with her
Uterine
original
transplant.
face. Where's the
Okay.
Sasquatch? I don't see what is it called? Chloe? No, Courtney. No, there's Courtney there. Where's the Sasquatch? You know, the big one. Anyway.
Who?
The big one. The big girl Kardashian.
The
big bitch.
She's on
This
the
is
right.
the one.
Is it this one?
No, the one
she's
down
on
the
the right.
bottom.
No, that's Chloe.
Far right, sitting on the
In
the tire.
93.
That's Kim.
In
Is it?
93, that's Chloe.
Yeah, that's Kim. That's Kim with fucking her original nose.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Wait, we're supposed to know these people?
Yeah.
Trump floats eliminating U.S. income tax, replacing it with tariff on imports.
Good
Do
luck with
it.
that.
Do
No,
it.
don't do it. And even I will say, don't do it because it's going to make everything more expensive for everybody.
Yeah, like I said in the show research, the U.S. imports U.S. income tax brings in $4 trillion a year to the government coffers. So they need to replace that and then some. If you added 100% tariff on everything Americans import, they import about $3.8 billion worth of products a year. You could replace the income tax with that, but the tariff would have to be 100% tariff. Every single thing you buy from overseas, which is almost everything, would increase by 100%.
Yep.
But it's okay because you wouldn't be paying income tax.
Yeah, so it would level out until everybody raises their prices.
We all just need to accept that Donald Trump says shit that he's not going to do. He just floats this shit out there.
Well, in his defense,
Also, he can't do it.
No, he can't do it. He would have
Even
to
even if they make him the supreme god emperor president, he still can't do it because all the states need to agree.
Yeah, you'd have to alter the Constitution and get rid of the 16th Amendment.
Oh, because income taxes.
It's an amendment.
Federal
amendment,
okay.
Yeah.
I agree, Costi. Taxation is theft. But so is
Stop
a tariff.
stealing my money.
Tariff is just a tax by another name.
Yeah.
Dribby Rand says the only fair tax is a consumption tax. This is true. This is true. We have a consumption tax and it sucks.
Yeah.
It's because we have all the other taxes
Yes,
as well.
need 2/3 of the states to agree, yeah. Anyway, not going to happen. Former Nashville police officer Sean Herman arrested after participating in an OnlyFans video while on duty. 33-year-old was arrested on 2 counts of felony official misconduct. That has to be the first time a cop has been arrested for that. Video was discovered by a special investigation division detectives who were able to eventually identify Herman by looking at his patches. Herman was on duty during this skit, which was done in a warehouse parking lot. Herman was a police officer with the department for 3 years. His bond was set at $3,000.
We actually went to
Told you
jail.
you're going too fast. Nobody listens to me.
I'm not gonna get a ticket.
How do you think that you're going to get a ticket?
I'm gonna show my.
No, you're not.
Watch me. Just watch.
Good evening, man. I'm Officer Jones, MPD. You know where I pulled you over?
No.
All right, well, I got you going 65 and I'm 45 back there, okay? Do you have your license or registration on you?
I actually don't have it in this car, but what if I show you these?
24. I can see tips on the internet anytime.
What was that again? Run that by me.
He's like, I can see tits on the internet anytime, ma'am.
It's all part of the script.
Told you you're going too fast. Nobody listens to me.
24. I can see tips on the internet anytime.
Well, what if you?
It's 2024. I can see tits on the internet anytime. That's what he
And
said.
I can see your tits on the internet anytime as well.
What if I scroll down if there's a...
Oh my god!
The other
What
Tennessee cop.
is-
Love it. Anyway. Yes. So I guess there's more to that video. Police are actively investigating after someone driving a red pickup truck was doing burnouts and left tire marks on Pride murals after it was installed 3 days ago. Currently, law enforcement is investigating an incident captured on video. That's some good editing. Shows captured on video Wednesday showing someone driving a red pickup truck doing a burnout and leaving a tire mark on the Pride murals and crosswalks in Huntington, West Virginia. Like, for God's sake, stop
Why'd you
doing
put
this.
the mural on the ground.
Exactly.
Murals on
You
the
know what they
wall.
do in Iran? In Iran, they paint the American flag and the Israeli flag on the road so that you can walk all over it and drive all over it. Here we do it with the Pride flag and we're like, why are people driving on it and walking on it? Dude, are you fucking stupid?
Yes, they are.
I wonder if I can find a video of Iranians doing that. Iran walking on US flag crossing. Like it's an insult. Yeah, look, here we go. Like this is them going around it to not step on it. To show, like to show some fucking deference. This was during like the Iranian protests in 2020. So, like they do this shit in Iran, but we're doing it backwards. Like, no, you can't. Like, if you drive on it, you need to show deference to it. Well, then put that paint on a fucking road. Fly it as a goddamn flag, you idiots. Don't get upset when man drives over like rainbow crosswalk, leaves skid
And
marks.
has to brake suddenly.
Like, God.
Multiple times.
Well, it's like the kids last week. The 3 fucking teenagers that have felony charges now.
Oh, God.
Police are spending time investigating this. And they knew it had happened. You know how I knew they knew it would happen? They put fucking cameras there to watch it. They knew it would fucking happen. That's why they put cameras to watch it.
I think that's someone there filming it.
No, but they also put cameras there. Like they're
okay.
investigating. Like they set up cameras to actually like have footage. So footage identified of the driver. Like, yeah, it's fucking retarded. It's fucking so stupid. Meanwhile, fucking protesters get to just destroy shit in colleges and nothing happens.
Yeah.
Far-left extremists and Hamas supporters besieged the building at Cal State LA and destroyed it. University president who allowed an encampment became a hostage in her office. The extremists overturned cars outside as part of the barricade.
To be fair, it is California.
Yeah, but
it's not a crime to destroy property.
Well, that's the problem. It's not a crime to destroy property. All right, let's do some quick Nick news. Nick has submitted a demand for disclosure. He's after any and all evidence, statements, written orders, oral reports, books, videos, grand jury minutes, anything from his arrest or leading up to his arrest, any drug and toxicology reports, everything. So, but the important thing to note from this is that he has a fucking lawyer. So Nick is represented by Francis White Law, PLLC. This is him, Francis White Law, PLLC. I can help you find your way. So this is the individual. I think he has a Twitter account. It's a very bare bones account when the scales of justice seem to tilt against you.
Who you
Let me help balance the
Let
load.
me help balance the load. All right. So yes, Nick is officially represented by counsel. So thank Christ. Groups Barra says, I don't know, they should have painted a different flag to the left of it. Then even if they got arrested, claimed 12th Amendment violation, equal protection clause. Meat Candy says his website looked like he hired a college student in 2007 to build it with stock photos. Yes.
Yep.
It's powered by Website Builder from GoDaddy. He's the powered by Website Builder. So he paid the money to get the website built. Like it's a template. It's a fucking template site. So anyway. Go to Squarespace. # not sponsored.
Hashtag please
or,
sponsor us.
set it up in fucking... there's plenty of decent templates for stuff like WordPress.
Yeah.
White House equity requirements holding back EV charging station construction, internal docs show. Francis, where is she licensed? He is licensed
In Minnesota.
So he is admitted to the the bar of the state of Minnesota, the United States District Court for the District of Minnesota, the United States Appeals Court for the 8th Circuit. So he's federally barred as well. So he's a member of the federal bench. And he's a Department of Veteran Affairs accredited claims attorney.
Yeah, and he went to University of Minnesota. So
he does it all. He does family law, criminal law, military law, contract disputes, veterans, disability and compensation claims, and appeals.
someone was saying in one of the discords that we're all in, he says he does criminal law and military law, but for the most part, his experience is mostly in divorce cases. So,
well,
like he probably is certified.
Maybe Nick's got a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
So he has his JD from Minnesota Law School with a BA in arts in history from University of Maryland, and he has an associate of applied sciences in information technology systems from the Community College of the Air Force. So he's a veteran.
Yep.
So he was a clinic student at the Civil Rights Division of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Minnesota. He's a retired U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant.
That's a
He was
decently high rank.
He was the Enlisted Inspector of the Year in 2005. He's got a CompTIA Sec Plus certification, and he's got an MCSA server 2003. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I've got half a server 2003 cert. So I almost did that.
Yes, he's 7.
And then server 2008 came out. I would have to do it all over again. So anyway, White House equity requirement. So yes, in 2021, the Biden administration pledged it would build 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations by 2030. So far, it's built 7. Last month, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who administers the fund apportioned for EV charger construction in the $1.2 trillion Bipartisan Infrastructure Act, said Americans should not be surprised at the time it takes to stand up a new category of federal investment. It's more than just plunking a small device into the ground, Buttigieg said. No, it's exactly that. But internal memos from the Department of Transportation obtained by the Washington Free Beacon, as well as interviews with those who are responsible for overseeing the implementation of the electric vehicle charging station project, said the delay is in large part a result of the White House's diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. These requirements are screwing everything up, said one senior Department of Transportation staffer who spoke on the condition of anonymity. It's all a mess. President Joe Biden has reportedly expressed frustration with the pace at which his much-touted infrastructure projects are getting built. A, quote, close ally of the White House told CNN last December that Biden wants this stuff now. And a White House spokesman added that the president constantly pushes his team to ensure we are moving as quickly as possible. But Biden may only have himself to blame. Shortly after taking office, the president signed an executive order mandating that the beneficiaries of 40% of all federal climate and environmental programs should come from underserved communities. The order also establishes the White House Environmental Justice Advisory Council, which monitors agencies such as the Department of Transport to ensure voices, perspectives, and lived realities of communities with environmental justice concerns are heard in the White House and reflected in federal policies, investments, and decisions. Holy fucking shit. Like, this is... Trump is going to... If Trump's elected, his first day, his first 24 hours is just going to be one executive order after another, purging all... Like, getting rid of all of this garbage.
What,
but then every single one of those EOs will be challenged and overturned. So I have no hope.
In order to qualify for a grant, applicants must, quote, demonstrate how meaningful public involvement, inclusive of disadvantaged communities, will occur throughout the project's life cycle. What public involvement means is unclear, but the Department of Transportation notes it should involve intentional outreach to underserved communities. Do you want to know why governments can't get shit done? This is why.
Because of this shit. What does that mean, though?
Underserved
Outreach.
communities.
Underserved communities.
It means black and trans.
Does that mean they have people involved in the project from those communities, or they have to be put in those communities? Okay, so they have to go to lower socioeconomic communities.
Yes.
And hire them.
Yeah,
who
so-
probably
so-
don't have
so-
the education to install this shit.
Yeah, so black, basically, is what it means. These onerous diversity, equity, and inclusion requirements, i.e., black.
The first
so say it takes-
the first electric vehicle charging station funded by the bipartisan infrastructure bill opened last December in a small Ohio town, and no one used the station within the first hours of its opening. Ohio has some of the lowest electric vehicle adoption in the country, with just 0.33% of all vehicles in the state operating on battery power. What an absolute fucking waste of money. Meanwhile, how many fucking Tesla superchargers are in the state of Ohio? Tesla supercharger network map. No, not Australia. I want everywhere. Supercharger.info. Let's see. No, you can't have my location. Block. USA. Alright, where are you? Ohio. God, it's one of those pages where you zoom and it doesn't fucking Like it zooms in like 4 steps. Where are we? Midwest. Des Moines.
Where's Idaho? Where's Cleveland?
Iowa City, Iowa.
Didn't it say Ohio?
Columbus. There we go.
Yeah.
So there we go. There's Ohio.
Like 6.
Well, there's like 6 in Columbus, but the rest of the state has a fair few. So
maybe 20 in the state. All up. 30 maybe.
Cincinnati, Columbus, the major cities.
Yeah.
Fucking Cleveland over here.
Akron, Columbus, Akron.
It's Akron, not Akron.
Okay, Akron, whatever.
Akron.
Cincinnati, Dayton.
Yeah, Grim says it's only in the cities and every 100 miles on the interstate. Yeah. You know, what you need. Like, and these are all privately run. This is fucking Tesla superchargers. So you don't need the government to fucking do this stuff. The government just gets in the fucking way.
Well, if they were going to do it, wouldn't it make sense for them to just pay
Yeah, give Tesla, like, pay Tesla money or pay Ford money.
Not just that.
You do it.
Set up a I don't know what it is, but like a group of EVs and have like them all taking part in the initiative.
Yeah.
It's like, here's the money. You guys are doing it. So here.
Not even the money. Just say we'll give you a subsidy. Like we'll give you a tax, like tax relief on this if you do this.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't. That way it doesn't actually cost the budget anything because you didn't have to borrow money to pay for it.
Yeah.
But then you can't say we've given $1.2 trillion to build EV chargers and it's in the Make America Big Again for like building America or Build Back Better. Like it's all such fucking bullshit. Politics ruins everything.
Yeah.
Far left squad member Cori Bush claims she can perform miracles and cure tumors in her autobiography. It's not a tumor. In her autobiography, far left squad member Representative Cori Bush claims she can perform miracles and cure tumors. These stunning claims are made in Rep's book, The Forerunner, a story of pain and perseverance in America. Like, fucking Jesus. She claims she healed a toddler. Sorry, I had the yawns. Healed a toddler who could not walk during a prayer service in St. Louis. The child had a bleed in her brain shortly after she was born and so couldn't walk. She'd never taken a step in her life, Bush claimed. I carried the child from a prayer room in the back of the church out onto the sanctuary. Walk, I said gently to the 3-year-old girl. You will walk. This girl took her first step. Then another. And another. She walked. I imagine her just like pushing the kid over. Walk! Thud.
The power of Christ compels you.
The power of one compels you.
The
power of two compels you. Power of many compels you. Groomsbar says, here's an idea. Design the batteries to be changed out like propane tanks, which in and out don't need superchargers. Yeah.
Yes.
Problem is that Tesla's building the problem is Tesla's
company.
Tesla's batteries are actually built into the frame now. Like the newer Teslas, to reduce weight, the batteries are part of the structure of the vehicle.
Plus, I suppose if it was like a swap and go thing, like you have gas here, it wouldn't be too much of an issue. But if you bought a brand new Tesla and you swap it out and it has a 500-mile capacity on it, you swap it out for another battery which only has 300-mile capacity because it's old, you're going to be pissed. But I suppose you just
that's a good point too.
Go swap it out again when it's after the 500 or 300 miles. But yeah, there's a taxis over in Indonesia, I think, or in India that they're electric taxis, and they just drive up onto this ramp thing. It lifts the car up. Something comes underneath and takes the battery out and puts a new one in, and that's them filling up. So the concepts are actually in practice.
Yeah.
But it'd be very difficult to do it widespread because I assume those taxes are all identical.
Yeah.
And how
You'd
you
need
get
a
backwards
standard.
compatibility that with
there
with
isn't even a
the
standard
old
for
Teslas.
charges. That's the problem. There isn't even a standard for charges. I know Tesla made their standard open that anybody could use it, but then everybody went, nah.
We'll use something else.
We're going to do our own
that's
thing.
kind of the issue.
But yeah, so that'd have to be a standard, and you wouldn't be able to go backwards compatible with it.
Yeah.
So, but it's an awesome idea, but
yeah,
it'd take years to implement.
Illegal immigrant charged in killing of Hartford County mother Rachel Moran. Bel Air, law enforcement have arrested Victoria Antonio Martinez Hernandez in Tulsa for the killing of Rachel Moran, a Hartford County mother of 5 who was found dead near a hiking trail in August of 2023. In a press conference announcing the arrest on Saturday, Hartford County Sheriff Jeffrey Gaylor said that Martinez Hernandez was arrested late Friday and booked on Saturday morning. He's charged with first-degree murder and rape. 5 hours after the meeting with Moran's family and just before midnight our time, police in Tulsa, Oklahoma, assisted our federal partners, located and arrested Rachel's murderer, Victor Antonio Martinez Hernandez. Sheriff Gales went on to say that Martinez Hernandez is a 23-year-old citizen of El Salvador. He said that Martinez Hernandez crossed the border into the United States in February of 2023 and that he believes Moran was not his first victim. It's my understanding that this monster, fled to the United States after murdering a young woman in El Salvador a month earlier in January. Sheriff Gala said, once in our country, he brutally attacked a 9-year-old girl and her mother in a home invasion in March of 2023 in Los Angeles. The LA case was the through line which allowed investigators to connect DNA samples from the murder scene in Hartford County to the surveillance video of the suspect in California. This gave local and federal investigators their first images of Martinez Hernandez. After we had the video, we knew what he looked like. We didn't know who he was. Honestly, seriously, it should. If you're not going to send these people out of the country, you need to take a fucking DNA sample and be like, all right, we got your DNA on file. You do anything, we'll find you immediately.
All the biometrics.
Yeah, all your biometrics should be fucking taken. If you come into the country illegally, it should be you're here illegally. The catch and release part. If you absolutely fucking have to do that and we'll never not do that, that's fucking retarded. Just send them straight home.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, take every fucking biometric they have. Everything.
Yeah. Oh, you want to stay in the country? Okay, we're taking all the information. You don't want it? Fine, on the bus.
You
want to complain?
Or you go into this prison.
Your government complain to us about it.
Yeah.
You go into this massive prison with all the others and you stay there until we decide that it's time for you to be deported.
Yeah.
I appreciate, indefinite detention is fucking horrifying. It's even, by concept. But...
And run the DNA and the
all you have to do
through Interpol.
If you come into the country legally, you should go into detention. You can leave whenever you like, as long as that leaving is you going back to your home. Going back to your home country. But until then,
to the country that you came into the country through.
Well, you got to go home.
Back to Mexico.
You got to leave. You have to leave the fucking country. I don't care where you go. You leave.
Yeah, but if you come in through Mexico, then you go back to Mexico, and that's Mexico's problem then. And then incentivize Mexico to stop being a bunch of fuckwits and letting anyone through.
Yeah.
No, let's just dump it at America's door like they usually do.
Because if you don't have a fucking system in place, eventually you will elect a government that will not give a fuck. You'll end up with a government that just goes, dig a hole. You'll end up with Nazis. You will end up with legitimate Nazis. Because the people will elect the person who says they're going to solve the problem and actually means it. And their solution for the problem involves mass graves.
A final.
Yes, or gas chambers or something. So, and look, I don't care how anti-immigration you are. Nobody actually wants that. So the only actual way to fix it, to avoid that, is to use legal means to do it. Because otherwise, that's where all this heads. All this heads there. That's where it all ends up. So, Angie Harmon's 18-year-old daughter is set free from jail after making unusual promise to judge.
Ooh.
Grimsby says, as soon as someone steps foot on US soil, they get constitutional rights in order to protect the liberty of citizenry. Put the biometrics as a bond requirement. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yep. Yeah, therein lies the problem.
You've illegally entered the country. You've committed a crime. You're a criminal. As part of that process, we can release you on your own recognizance if you submit these details. We get a blood sample. We get a DNA sample. We get your teeth, like a scan of your teeth. We get like your iris scans, fingerprints, everything. We get all of it.
Well, because you've got to submit to that stuff.
Well, if it's good enough for the people.
Foot out of fucking line, you commit a fucking crime. We match you instantly, and that's it. You're gone. Like you didn't. Like you come into the country. Okay. We can't. We don't have the capacity to stop you. But if you fuck up, if you fuck around, you will find out faster than anybody.
Clearly, they do have the capacity to stop a lot of these people because they're just letting them in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I
get what you're saying. People will slip through the cracks. I understand that. And the rest of that is also fair. It's technically
America has come to the point where there are so many. Like, how do you if Trump's like the common numbers of like 8 million illegals just in the last 4 years are true? Where the fuck do you put all those people?
In the sea.
On
a raft.
Tim, that's what I'm saying. That's how it ends. If something doesn't happen
into the sun.
But if you take, what do I do with 8 million people?
You trebuchet them.
That all need to be processed.
Now.
Set them on fire and fling them into Mexico. But like, what do you do? What do you do with 8 million? Like, even 5 million, even 2 million, even if it's 2 million. What do you fucking do with those people?
The US could just purchase some random island out of nowhere and then dump them there.
But you still need to build infrastructure on that island. Then you need prison guards for the prison.
No, you don't. You say, if you're willing to build this place up, we'll let you in. That's the condition of you
this season on Survivor.
Hey, immigrants built this country. Also, they say.
So you're saying dump them on an island and say build that country?
Earn your keep.
I don't know. Maybe no. I've got the solution. You take all of them and you put them in Haiti, and you say fix it.
Hey, America fucked up Haiti in part. Go and fix the Clintons' mess, and we'll give you a green card
to stay in Haiti.
Yeah, you can stay in Haiti.
There you go.
Back to the mainland.
There's 11.5 million people in Haiti in 2022.
You get a whole new home now to yourself.
You take all 8 million illegals that have come to the US in the last 4 years, pick them up, and put them in Haiti.
Self-reliance,
say,
responsibility,
fight.
Taking pride in something that you've created. Yeah, all of these things. And be careful of the machetes and warlords while you're at it. Barbecue's not going to like what you're doing.
Jesus. Grim says, on a side note, this is doing a fine job offsetting the 63 million killed under Roe.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Anyway. Angie Harmon's daughter's
back to Angie Harmon.
Unusual promise to judge. Avery Seahorn.
Angie Harmon's an actress. You may remember her from Baywatch and L.A. Law and Rizzoli and Isles.
Baywatch. She wasn't in Baywatch.
Was it Baywatch? No.
Who was she in Law and Order?
No, she was on L.A. Law. L.A. Law.
Oh. No, she was on. I'm pretty sure she was on
L.A. Law. She was on Rizzoli and Isles. She was the main character in that.
That's Angie Harmon.
Yes, on the right. Yes, that's Angie Harmon. Yeah, she can still get it.
Angie Harmon.
Yeah, she was the ADA.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I was wrong. Baywatch Nights. Baywatch Nights is what she was on.
Yes, she was on Baywatch Nights.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen Baywatch Nights, you should definitely watch Baywatch Nights.
Yeah.
Avery Seahorn, the daughter of the actress and former NFL star Jason Seahorn, was arrested and charged with felony larceny and breaking and entering only a few days after her high school graduation. After Seahorn was detained by the police, though, she was released after making a written promise to appear at her next hearing on the 28th of June at Mecklenburg County Courthouse in lieu of a bond. As a result, the 18-year-old who was arrested after allegedly breaking into a North Carolina nightclub to steal more than $500 from alcohol was freed from jail without having to post bail. There were no other apparent conditions for her release.
Wait, now is that $500? Is that per shot worth of alcohol, or is that per bottle?
I think it's the
bottle?
bottles themselves. I think $500 worth of alcohol. According to court documents viewed by the Daily Mail, Seahorn's release was authorised upon execution of a written promise to appear. It also appears that electronic warrants were assigned to her, to the teen, were cancelled. She snuck into the nightclub through the back door with two 17-year-old boys before hiding behind a bar and imbibing the booze. So she drank it while she was there.
She must have gone top shelf.
Seahorn's arrest came days after Harmon gushed over her daughter in a graduation post. This feels like a nothing story, but
it is a nothing story. It's just
like goddamn, darling. Like
a Ray story. It's always
a
a
Ray
nothing
story.
No, you know what the problem is? I found that story this morning. So I thought, I saw that. And I'm like, oh yeah. So Thermo's.
I like Angie
getting
Harmon.
Ray
She can
stories
still
now.
get it. Yep.
OnlyFans model attempted to film herself being looked at while in line at grocery store checkout, but the stunt backfires spectacularly.
No one was looking at her.
An OnlyFans model is facing backlash online after filming herself at the grocery store checkout line, apparently with the express purpose of recording a man behind her in line who happens to glance in her general direction. Many were quick to point out, however, that the man was simply waiting his turn for a self-checkout kiosk, and there was nothing alarming or creepy about him simply looking at the customer in front of him in anticipation of moving up to a free spot. In the 36-second video, the woman who was later identified as Twitch streamer Katie Miller from Tennessee
That damn Twitch
looks to be
streamers.
taking her time completing the self-checkout process while she also clearly sets up her phone to film herself. God, like...
Yeah, it looked like she was just standing there staring at her camera. It didn't look like she was doing anything. Like I was sort of like, what the fuck's this bitch doing?
Terrible. What a whore.
Is this bitch retarded or something?
Yes.
Kat Pacino is her name on Twitter and Twitch. Fucking... Sorry, I just heard the ice cream truck. I gotta run outside.
Wait, the truck or home ice cream?
No, it's
Yeah,
the
fuck
ice cream
it.
truck.
Fuck
It's
home
not
ice
the
cream.
bell.
That's terrible shit.
It's not the
Mr.
bell.
Whippy.
It's
Mr.
the it's literally the Mr. Whippy then, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Others point out the fact, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, moving along. You could tell this is in the Ray section, so kind of. I didn't separate it out. Porn star Adam22 tells Dave Portnoy that filming threesomes with his wife, Lena the Plug, helps their marriage. He compares sex to heroin in bizarre
like
interview.
Nick.
Yeah, what Adam22, what he doesn't tell Dave Portnoy is that Adam's filming it, not actually taking part.
Not taking part of
It's
it.
two other guys railing his wife, not him. She looks like Budget Anna, the one with Tourette's.
Oh, yeah.
This one. Don't be a fucking whore. And this one, don't let your wife be a fucking whore. Then again, I guess her name is Lena the Plug. Heroin is life ruining. What an odd thing to say. Yes.
What an odd thing to
Ms.
say.
Alabama, Sarah Milken's title is being disputed after fans claim plus-size pageant queen isn't the real deal. A pageant queen who was crowned Miss National America Alabama 2020. God, sorry. Let me have a drink.
Of whiskey.
Calm down there, Nick.
Woo! Fixed. A pageant queen who was crowned Ms. National American Alabama is 2024 is facing backlash from fans and former title holders questioning the legitimacy of her title. Sarah Milken, a plus-size beauty pageant contestant, stirred controversy following her win over Memorial Day as vicious trolls attacked her weight. The vicious trolls, they attacked my weight. They were quick to point out the 23-year-old did not compete in the official Miss America competition.
Wait,
One
what?
former winner, Ms. Alabama, Amy Beth Shaver, claims she doesn't know what that contest even is. So, Ms. National American Alabama. So, she's not Ms. Alabama. She's Ms. She's whatever the fuck this is. North American Miss. America's #1 pageant for girls and young women 4 to 24. So it's not like she's Miss America Alabama. It's just some other fucking weird
pageant
organization. Our reigning queens.
Is she on that page?
Instructions unclear. Page too small. She won't fit. It's all just fucking kids, man. That's so creepy. God, ridiculous. National All-American Ms. Teen. National American Ms. Preteen. Preteen. Like, Jesus Christ. Anyway. So that's the controversy, that she's not Ms. Alabama. Because that's Ms. Alabama USA. This is Ms. She's Ms. Alabama, Ms. National American Alabama. So fake news. The gadgets, toys, and games from the 90s that are now worth thousands of dollars. Pokemon cards, Furbies, and a Kawasaki branded instrument are among the decades-old products that have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. I feel like we've done this story before. Is this them recycling it?
Maybe.
Something
I don't know.
similar.
What year is it?
It's from this year. It's from this week.
The Saxa
2024, June 11.
Boom.
Kawasaki Saxaboom. Charizard.
Oh yeah, first edition Charizard. Yeah, no, that's like the Black Lotus of Pokemon TCG.
Yeah.
If you know Magic the Gathering, you know Black Lotus. Yeah, that shit's rare as fuck. That's what kids in the 90s were fighting each other
Kid
over.
Cuisine Furby. VHS recorders.
And Mario 64 unopened.
White
Right, I got a
Tamagotchi.
VHS.
And there you go. There's Black
Speaking
Lotus.
thereof, there you go.
Add 3 mana of any single color of your choice to your mana pool, then discard.
Yeah, that's something that you get to reuse turn after turn after turn, as long as you can keep bringing it back. If you understand Magic the Gathering, you don't know.
So
why
if
that's
someone
so powerful.
rocks up with a deck of cards and one of them is,
It's
you can't use
banned.
that in-
My understanding is it's banned from regular competition.
it's banned. Well, yeah, it's banned in most formats, precisely because it's
powerful.
fucking broken.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's in Magic, there's what's called the Power 9, which are like the 9 most powerful cards that are almost always banned
Well,
in
I
all
thought it said
formats.
discard.
Yeah, there are many ways to keep bringing things back. Yeah, but it's your ability
Rare
to
cards found in the alpha, beta, and unlimited sets, and widely considered to be the most powerful cards ever printed. In games where they are legal, they play an important role. However, they are only legal in Vintage, in which they are restricted, meaning a deck may not contain more than one copy of the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Due to their power, these 9 cards are considered broken.
Yes. So your ability to Magic works off mana. It's a resource. Your ability to just tap this card and say, I get 3 money for of whatever color combination I want. It allows you to play so many different things. It's free money. It's free real estate. Yeah, me candy. No one cares about a bit of paper except when it's so fucking ancient and old and powerful. Like, it's one of the most rare things existed. To have it signed as well, and in such top condition, that'll fetch you.
Me
Many
candy. What do you
thousands.
pay for stuff with?
That's the important thing. What do you pay?
Plastic.
What do you believe? Yeah,
Little bits of paper.
Little bits of plastic.
Or here we do little bits of plastic.
The Black Lotus is the most valuable Magic card ever. That article said just before, or that page.
Apple's new iOS 18 feature is being called a cheater's paradise. This is because you can have hidden apps. You're able to hide apps from the home screen. So you can hide and lock apps. They won't even come up if you search. Apple is a cheater's paradise. That's sick.
Okay.
Okay.
Something cheater's paradise. Living in a cheater's paradise.
So you require a Face ID to open it up.
Oh, fuck, I hate Face ID.
I don't have an iPhone, so it doesn't matter.
I have a work iPhone for testing, and it's the only one I have Face ID enabled on.
I'm still getting asked for ID at the age of 50. It's the best thing ever.
Really?
It's a compliment. Oh, you look under 18. I'm going to card you.
I call bullshit. Like, there's no way that woman is getting carded.
Unless it's a mandatory card, everyone.
Even then, you'd be like, no, you're right, Grandma. Oh, yes, that's right. Sorry, Meat Candy. Your money isn't paper. It's a type of fabric. Yes, it's cotton. And no one cares about Aussie currency, so checkmate. Rapper Sexy Red arrested after huge airport brawl which saw Star brandish metal stand and fall to the floor in New Jersey. How many fucking rappers are there? Like these black female rappers. I remember when it was just black guys.
How many black females are there in America? I mean, and I'm saying that half jokingly. Like everybody's, that's the stereotype. Is every black American is either trying to play basketball, or is trying to get into a rap career, or not get shot in the ghetto.
Oh, it's Drake.
Drake looking pretty fat. God damn.
I thought it was DJ Khaled.
Yeah, I know, because he's so big. What the hell?
So instead of basketball Americans, it's rapper Americans.
Yeah,
it's either or. They're synonymous at this point.
Female cop who shot dead porn-addicted son-in-law for watching extreme videos claims he was dangerous. Murder trial he is. The trial of a former Las Vegas police officer accused of killing her one-time son-in-law commenced earlier this week. Pamela Bordeaux.
Her one-time son-in-law?
Yeah.
She must have married her daughter and then they divorced or something.
Yeah. Pamela Bordeaux, 60, is charged with murder with the use of a deadly weapon, but her defense claims her ex-son-in-law was a dangerous character who was, among other things, addicted to strange sorts of pornography.
It was public safety, Your Honor.
I was doing a public service. Public service murder, sir. Public service murder, Your Honor.
I was protecting the life of my grandchild, Your Honor.
Pamela Bordeaux, a retired Las Vegas Metro police detective, allegedly shot Sean Babbitt, 32, at least 10 times while he was in her house.
Unfortunate surname.
In April of 2019. I shot him, Bordeaux told officers on footage from body cameras of the day. Babbitt was reportedly shot at least 10 times. Her initial bond was set at $1 million, which she posted.
Damn.
Babbitt, at the time of his death, had been spending time with his child, Bordeaux's grandchild, during a court-approved visit.
He looks like a groomer. Side shave, ponytail, rat tail. Yeah, looks like a groomer.
Former defense attorneys argued that Babbitt was a danger and filed a report days before trial, which is expected to last about 2 weeks. Began from forensic psychologist John Paul Garrison, according to 8 News Now. Garrison wrote in the filing, Mr. Babbitt's impulsive behavior, addiction to extreme pornography, and inadequate therapy significantly contributed to his propensity for violence. The perception of imminent danger felt by Ms. Bordeaux is consistent with the evidence of Mr. Babbitt's escalating and volatile behavior.
How does porn go to violence?
What kind of extreme pornography?
I'm
What do they
waiting
mean by
for
extreme?
them to get to the point of what kind of porn. The
It's
psychologist
like
reviews
stuff?
records of Babbitt after his death and referred to emails and text messages between the deceased and his ex-wife. In some of them, Babbitt admits to sexually deviant behavior. In some of the exchanges, according to Garrison, Babbitt has said he had found standard pornography to be less satisfying and continued down the porn rabbit hole.
Oh, okay.
He went on to detail watching pornography involving animals having sex with humans.
Not
Yes, I
guilty.
watched videos of women having sex with dogs and horses. He wrote in a text exchange from October 2015. In another reference in the report, Babbitt's ex-wife asked him which animals he watches having sex. Dude, lady, why are you fucking asking him these fucking weird questions? The response immediately is like, don't ever come near me or my daughter ever a fucking again. Girls with dogs, girls with horses, one that had a girl with a pig. Again, I can clarify anything that needs to be clarified, he responded.
White girls fuck
Why are you
dogs.
clarifying this with your ex-wife?
Or your ex-wife's... Was it the ex-wife or was it the ex-wife's mum?
Well,
he was messaging with the ex-wife. He also made references to incest roleplay and possibly suffered from multiple personality disorders. He described one of his online personas as a guy named Max. Furthermore,
So
the
mental
deceased
illness.
father said he had shot heroin and went back and forth with his ex about a tattoo of her name. The report also points to a notarized letter from 2015 in which Babbitt resigns all parental rights. I'm an unfit parent, he wrote. No
Not guilty, Your Honor.
shit.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay. I support the cop in this case, yes.
Yep.
The grandmother-
Not guilty.
grandmother.
Not guilty. Not guilty. Fucking hell. Are any Lawtubers watching that trial?
Who? Who?
Not
one?
to my knowledge.
Which one?
Pamela Bordeaux. That'd be a Nick trial. It's got fucking incest, bestiality.
Maybe you'll actually stream and cover it.
Nick likes to cover. Mississippi trooper fired for sharing gay romp sex tape with fellow cops, breaks silence to reveal dirty little secrets of the panel of men who fired her, including asking her for nude photos. This is the one we covered. This is a chick we covered last week.
Yeah, it sounds
Ivana
familiar.
Williams was fired for sending a sex tape with another woman to others. The ex-cop says the department is riddled with sexism and double standards. Women claims men that fired her asked her to send them naked photos.
And that's what made you film it. And okay, sure.
If
That
look,
makes
if they asked her for naked photos, that's shit. But to turn around and then fire her for like sending a video of herself, I guess the power of one, the power of two. Like creating a force baby.
Well, Darth Vader is a force baby, but the whole point
she
is
just
doing
gave
it
them
before
what they asked for.
Yeah, exactly.
The other woman seen on tape has filed a lawsuit claiming Williams sexually assaulted her, videotaped it, and shared the clip with other troopers. Oh, lady, you in trouble. You in trouble.
Well, the problem...
Jeez, that the bulletproof vest does nothing for the breasts. Like, it just flattens them right out. They need to make them with cups. The move puts her more than 100 miles away from her children. She argued in the January appeal. She's just fired 6 days later. And so, yeah, double standards, double D standards. Anyway. Iggy Azalea's surprising new career. Rapper launches new $200 million crypto venture and phone company after announcing her shock retirement from music and quitting OnlyFans. The 34-year-old launched her own meme coin called Mother Iggy. Meme coins are a type of cryptocurrency inspired by viral internet memes. Oh, Jordan Peterson works for the Daily Mail. After a successful stint on OnlyFans that earned her millions, the 34-year-old is now a budding crypto mogul. According to CNN, Mother Iggy has already reached market cap of about $200 million, making it one of the most popular meme coins of all time.
Costi, is it worth buying?
You'll get an STD if you buy Mother Iggy. God, fucking ridiculous. And was there anything else interesting? Oh, this one, yes. Giselle Bundchen, 43, splits from Joaquin Valenti, 34, due to stress of Tom Brady roast. Model and jiu-jitsu trainer lover has been seen together in months. Haven't been seen together in months. Brady's roast is said to have put a strain on his ex-wife's new relationship. Sources claim the spotlight was too much for Joaquin, 34, to manage. Wow.
I don't blame
I haven't
him.
seen the roast, so
I haven't watched the Tom Brady roast, so I'm coming this from the perspective of BJJ, obviously.
I heard they edited it, so that made me immediately go,
yeah,
no,
I don't
give a
blame
shit."
him. Yeah, like having such a high profile person in your school and basically dating her and that already drew a lot of suspicion and criticism, and she got promoted really fast. She was getting promotions, like advancing in ranks pretty quickly. So that's
Well, I think we know how.
That's the thing. Like it compounded. Like I didn't know he was that young. I thought he was like her age. But either way, there's been a lot of controversy even in the jiu-jitsu world about this, and it's just like, this is why instructors
There
shouldn't
she is
date,
without makeup. So
shouldn't date students. Like she can still get it. She's still pretty good.
all right.
Yeah. Can do a lot worse. Like, yeah, this was always doomed to fail.
How much money did she get from Brady?
I don't know.
Half. No. I think
Surprise me.
I don't think she got as much because I'm pretty sure she had more money when they got married. So it's a safe bet. The what's it called?
She got a prenup.
She got a prenup, yeah.
I hope so. Don't date your students, instructors. Don't do it.
Don't date your students. Full stop.
Even if you're school teachers. Yeah. If you're in
a
any
school teacher, don't do it either.
Any kind of teaching position, don't date your students. Don't do it.
And finally, Caitlin Clark, responsible for 33.5% of attendance at WNBA games, league is still losing $50 million this season.
Because nobody cares about women's sport.
Because it's women's basketball. Caitlin Clark's great, but
there are a few women's sports that men are interested in, but it's not
beach volleyball,
basketball.
maybe.
Basketball
Beach
is not
volleyball.
one of them. Several of the
So funny.
gymnastics.
I mean, I watch gymnastics at the Olympics, but I don't follow it.
Pole vaulting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Beach volleyball.
But WNBA is not one of them.
Nah.
And all the ladies in the WNBA hate her because they're all black and lesbians, and she's not. She's
Why do they
white
hate her?
and-
Because she's
she's
white
white.
so much?
She's
Is
white
she
and
tr-
straight.
because
Yeah,
she's
well, she's got.
white.
Well, she's got like a. She's already got a because she's only just joined. She's already
Isn't
got
she a troon?
Caitlin Clark, no, she's like a natal woman.
Really?
Yeah,
Those shoulders are telling me something different. Oh,
yeah. She's played basketball all her life. That's what. She's already got like a $10 million deal with Nike. Like she's got another deal with State Farm. Like so, like there's a lot of jealousy there.
Oh, because she's got all these deals.
Because she's got all these deals, and because people are coming to see her. So there's a lot of resentment there, and there's also there's a racial element too, because they're all like, "Dude, I'm like the best player in the WNBA, and nobody cares about me." And it's like, yeah, that's like being the winner of the Special Olympics. Like nobody gives a shit. Like this isn't the big show. Like the big show is 4 arenas over, where they can seat 140,000 people.
I'm probably confusing her with any number of other female sports famous people, to be honest. Yeah.
Apparently she's a manufactured superwoman.
Like that's it, McKenna. She's 6 foot tall, so she's a pretty damn tall girl. So.
Brittany Grinder is a turn to true.
Well, Brittany Griner is absolutely.
So that's it. That's all we had. It's a short show that I tried to drag out a bit longer.
No, it's all good.
But I just couldn't. So yes,
It's one of those weeks.
yeah.
Slow news week. It's good.
So I'm
Good.
sure next week will be a disaster that includes lots of shit happening. So
Well, hopefully the body cam comes out by then.
I did hear a rumor from someone who will remain nameless that Farron might have lost her job.
Oh.
Oh.
It'll be very. Just
But I have
tune
no
into
con- I
whatever
have
her
no
station was,
confirmation
and
of
you'll
this.
find out. You'll
It
find
is-
out.
It is merely scuttlebutt. So
I hope not. She's
yeah,
try
I
hard.
hope not too. Especially, I couldn't remember. We were discussing Farron and how was it on the show or was it before the show or after the show?
Last week, I think we talked about it briefly on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, because I went through the show transcript and I couldn't find any reference to Farron.
It was maybe the AI didn't pick it up, but we
Maybe. I'll have to
very
dig back
quickly
through
brought
it
her
again.
up.
Because it'd be strange that we mentioned her and then suddenly she's back. She might be back. So
she's going to be back on the show.
I don't think she would do that. I don't think she would.
Of course not. No. I think she's happy to be away from all of this bullshit.
Yeah, I hope she is. Like I said last week, I hope she does get her shit together and stay away from
all of this
internet.
This is not healthy.
Drama. This is not healthy for a normie. This is not. This isn't a way to live. So, yeah.
Well, she still has the station's URL in her Twitter bio.
Merely
So.
merely scuttlebutt. I have no confirmation that she has. I haven't. I checked and there's no announcement.
No.
So, and I don't I obviously don't live in Tennessee, so I'm not. Or is it Kentucky?
Kentucky. Yeah, she still has the URL for her station in her Twitter bio.
Her Twitter bio still has it, but that doesn't. Yeah.
No. Because she doesn't mention.
Stabby says, "I'll continue to show Farron's drunk crotch gifts until the day I die." Yes. Well,
we all make mistakes. Yes. And again, nothing. Yeah.
Plus, this is, did I search for fat and barren? Oh.
Just remember, kids. just remember, kids. Nothing she ever did compares to what Nick has done.
So, oh God, no, God.
That's
no.
That's
over the years, yeah.
Nothing any of the Lolcows have done so far compares to what Nick has done.
Farron's OnlyFans coming soon. Oh.
Please no, don't.
That's all right. Tim will sign up.
No.
Do it for the team.
Not even if she asked me to. No, just don't.
Not even if she sent you a free trial.
No. Don't do it. The internet is not for everybody.
No, it's not.
Grimsbar says Fifth Amendment does not protecting its biometric phone unlock. Says Ninth Circuit Appeals Court, U.S. Court of Appeals for the 6th District has ruled that police officers can compel a suspect to unlock their phones using a fingerprint without violating the Fifth Amendment protection against self-incrimination. Oh, that's interesting.
Don't lock your phone with
I
the
seem to remember that.
fingerprint.
Yeah, don't use biometric.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I want everyone to have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Stabby says, I only make fun of her because she injected herself into the sector and then cried foul when made a clown of herself and we all laughed. Yeah, look, I think I said last week, I think if you leave, like if you disavow and walk away, that should be it. Like, I don't think that shit should follow you afterwards.
Yeah, we wouldn't chase after her.
The internet doesn't
But
forget,
we will
though.
still laugh at the historical stuff that she did.
But like, don't follow her into real life and like outside the internet. Like, if you, it's just gay.
We all
Don't
make
touch the
mistakes.
lolcow.
Yeah, don't
Exactly.
Don't
Just
touch
don't
the
touch
poo.
her.
So, yeah. So I hope everyone has a great week, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah,
I'll be away next week.
Tim will be away next week, so everybody will tune in because they love that.
Viewership will go up because I won't be here.
No, that's not. That never happens. So viewership only goes up because Dave's not here.
Yeah, true.
That. Yeah.
See, nobody can ever say I don't respond to feedback.
No, come on back, Elb.
Elb needs a simp to buy her audio equipment. That's why.
Yeah, true.
So, yes. Anyway, have a great week, everyone.
Now.
Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week.
All right, see you.
See you later.
Bye.